Oh.
Hello. Yeah, we're good. From bright and sunny McKeon Park, it's Red Shirt Friday. The Hyannis Harborhawks playing host to the visiting Brewster Whitecaps after being swept in a doubleheader last night at Doran Park at the hands of the Bourne Braves. Hyannis' playoff hopes not out of the question just yet, but it's a far one at that. Brendan Howe, Lyle Goldstein here with you tonight on a beautiful day from McKeon Park for baseball as Hyannis has taken the field. The starter on the mound tonight for Chad Gassman's squad is the Dayton product right-hander Cole Pleka, making his sixth appearance and third start of the summer, and he'll be going up against the Brewster Whitecap lineup, who Hyannis hasn't seen in a while, and it goes like this. Brett Auerbach leading off doing the catching, followed by Jesse Franklin out in left. Tyler Gentry follows them up in right field. TJ Collette doing the cleanup duties at first base. Gage Workman at short. Tyler Hardman at third. Mason Don doing the DH duties. Cam Locklear at second. And Duke Ellis rounding out the nine in center. So Cole Pleka gets a baseball, towing the slab. Feet about shoulder width apart as Brett Auerbach climbs in with a 278 clip, set to get things underway from McKeon. Pleka bends the knees into his motion. First pitch. Ball check, swing, foul back, and we're underway. First pitch at 6:02 p.m. Eastern Time. An absolutely gorgeous day for baseball here from McKeon. So Brett Auerbach, Jesse Franklin, and Tyler Gentry, the three to come to the plate here in the top of the first inning. Pleka with an 0-1 count into his motion, fires the pitch. Fastball popped up in the air to shallow center. McIntyre and Dunn racing back, but it'll be McIntyre to call off Dunn and make the grab coming in toward the infield. So a quick couple of pitches for Cole Pleka, retires the first man he faces in Brett Auerbach. That'll bring up Jesse Franklin. Quick look around the defense behind Cole Pleka tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Trevor Hover, Mitch McIntyre, and Rigsby Mosley. Same way around the infield, Jackson Olsen, Jordan Westberg, Lucas Dunn, and Ian Fair, with Hunter Goodman the other half of the battery, with once again the Dayton product Cole Pleka on the hill. Left-handed hitting Jesse Franklin climbs in. First pitch from Pleka, fastball high, 1-0. So a couple of road games yesterday for Hyannis out at Doran Park against Bourne. Lost them both. Took the second one on a chin off a walk-off. Pleka from the windup, 1-0 offering, pops straight up, back over the press box, out of play. Count evens a ball and a strike. So Hyannis comes into tonight 7-28-1. For Brewster, 15-19-1. Both of these teams last place in their respective divisions. Brewster last in the East, Hyannis, of course, last in the West. But Brewster very much within striking distance in their division. They're looking up at the Harwich Mariners currently. 1-1, swing and a miss from Franklin, the ball and 2 strikes. And it's been a long while since Hyannis and Brewster have squared off, back in the first week of the season, actually. Those two teams squared off 3 times in 2 days, a doubleheader out at Stony Brook Field. Pleka looking for a strikeout on 1-2. Pop up left side, out of play. So Brewster leads the season series 3-0. On June the 16th, out at Stony Brook, Whitecaps took both those contests. First one 11-5, second one by a score of 12-4. They followed that up with another game right here at McKeon Park the following night, in which they took 3 games 3-0. Next 1-2 from Pleka runs upstairs. Count evens of 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Lyle, in a summer league such as Cape Cod, where there's only 10 teams, you figure you see everybody pretty much a pretty fair amount. Of course, your division opponents you play 6 times, and opposite division you only play 4 times. This is the 4th and final matchup between these two squads in 2019. Pleka into his windup, a 2-2. Breaking ball slapped the opposite way off the netting that protects the bleachers behind the Hyannis dugout. And Brewster making their second of 2 trips here to Hyannis. Franklin out of the box, a .220 hitter as he adjusts the batting gloves and steps back in. Hanging tough with Pleca in a 2-strike count. Gets a sign from Goodman. His motion, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, count fills. And for Pleca on the season, taking his third start for Chad Gassman. An 0-0 record with a 4.62 ERA. He's worked 11 2/3 on his summer here on Cape Cod. Struck out 12, walked 4, and surrendered 16 hits. The payoff to Jesse Franklin, here it is. Fastball, rope toward first base. Fair goes down to a knee, plays it on a hop, and he'll take it to the bag himself. 2 down. So 3 unassisted to get Franklin for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Tyler Gentry.
The next batter, the right fielder from Alabama, number 28, Tyler Gentry.
So for Gentry, the right fielder digging in from the right side, taking his first cuts here against Cole Pleca. Go in search of a 1-2-3 frame right out of the gates. Bends the knees into his motion. First offering. Breaking ball drops in at the knees. Outer part of the plate, good for a strike. Pleca's last appearance came July the 19th against the Katua Kettleers, in which he went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. The 0-1 from Cole. Fastball down. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. That one pumped in at 89 on the gun. So for Gentry, he set himself a nice summer. 264 clip, a home run, and 20 RBIs. Pleca from the windup 1-1 in the air to left field. Coming in, Hopper toward the line, moving into the shade. Puts the glove up above the cap, makes the grab, and that ends the inning. A pretty painless start to his outing for Cole Pleca as he strides off the mound, gets Brewster to go 1-2-3. And Hyannis will come to the plate in the bottom of the first here from McKeon Park with the score still 0-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis comes to the plate in the bottom of the first from McKeon Park in a tie ball game 0-0. Jordan Westberg, Rigsby Mosley, and Hunter Goodman are set to lead off against the starters Stevie Emanuels from the University of Washington. Emanuels comes in with a record of 0-1, a 4.58 ERA. He's made 6 appearances. This is just his second start on the 2019 summer, however. He's worked 17 2/3 innings, struck out 26, and walked just 5 while giving up 20 hits. As Westberg climbs in to start things off in the bottom of the first. First pitch, fastball, rope left side, foul toward the Hyannis bat. Following the first 3 in the Hyannis lineup, Ian Fair, Jared DeSantolo, and Trevor Hoover make up the middle third. And the final 3 to round out the 9, Lucas Dunn, Jackson Olsen, and Mitch McIntyre. Westberg, a .333 hitter as he stands in. Looks at an 0-1 breaking ball outside. The ball and a strike to Westberg, who had a 7-game hit streak snap last night. The streak came to an end in the first game at Doran Park yesterday at the hands of the Bourne Braves. 1-1 from Emanuels, fastball that runs outside, 2-1. Well, this Hyannis offense, it's been an up and down season. If you look at the league rankings right now, all over the place. 2-1 comes into Westberg, popped up right side of the infield in foul ground, ranging after it, Auerbach and Collette. It'll be the catcher Auerbach to lean back and make the catch as he takes a tumble on the first baseline. hits the deck but squeezes the ball, and he retires Westberg for the first out of the inning. That's a fine play from Auerbach to keep the concentration on the ball and lock it into the glove.
And those are one of the toughest plays in baseball for a catcher, again, to throw off the mask and have to track a ball directly above them about 90 degrees in the air. For Auerbach, he tracks it down, gives a little bit of an acrobatic at the end, but still comes up with the baseball.
Auerbach staring straight up into the sun that's still peering over the ballpark. Rigsby Mosley steps in, takes a fastball away, 1-0. For Rigsby, sliding up the lineup a couple of spots, batting in the number 2 hole tonight for Chad Gassman. 1-0 from Emanuels. Pop up again on the infield, drifting back out of play to the left side. And Rigsby's been a vital part of this Hyannis lineup over the course of the summer. Didn't see much playing time in June. Was a platoon player with a bunch of names in the outfield for Hyannis. 1-1 comes in, fastball up high. But for Mosley, he's seen more playing time in July, and he certainly made the most of it. Matter of fact, 4 multi-hit games in the month of July. And seeing some time in the lineup tonight against Emanuels. 2-1 offering. Fastball, Mosley swings, sends it in the air to shadow left center. Shortstop Gage Workman drifting back. He's under it. He's got it to make the grab for out number 2. So a quick 2 up, 2 down for Emanuels. Trying to match Cole Plecka's 1-2-3 outing he had in the first inning. A tough task ahead, and Hunter Goodman as he climbs into the right side of the box. Goodman, the leader on Cape Cod and RBIs with 35. Picked up a handful yesterday. Seeing Emanuels for the first time, breaking ball, good for a strike, 0-1. Goodman's certainly been an exciting player to watch in a Harbor Hawk uniform this summer. 0-1 from Emanuels. Breaking ball, that's ripped into left. That's going to fall in front of Franklin for a base hit. Goodman rounds the bag at first, still stopped there. He extends the bottom of the first for Hyannis, and that'll give Ian Fair a chance with now.
Well, Hunter Goodman just continues to hit. And if you remember, getting back to the first couple weeks of the season, he always had power. He had those 2 home runs early on. One of them actually came against Brewster. But the average piece struggled a little bit from the get-go. But now you look at here in game number 36 or game 37 for Hyannis, not a problem anymore.
First pitch to Fair, swung on, laced off to the right side off the screen. You're absolutely right. Hunter Goodman seeing the average raise a little bit. We know the power's been there all season, 7 home runs. But the 35 RBIs just seems to come up at the right time. 1 on and 2 down, bottom of the first, no score here for McKeon. 0-1, pop up right side again, drifting back over the Brewster dugout a bit further toward the forest and out of play.
Well, yeah, that was his 37th hit of the summer. And 17 of Goodman's hits thus far have been extra base hits. So, like again, as the summer's gone on, he works some good counts, and he doesn't always have to play for the long ball. Right there, he just shot one into left field.
Fair trying to stay alive with 2 strikes. Sends the 0-2 off the inside part of the bat to the shortstop Workman. No fire across his body to first base in time to TJ Collette. And that retires the side. So Hunter Goodman puts a base hit up on the board, but Hyannis unable to bring him around. Still scoreless from McKeon Park. Brewster, their second cut's coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Brewster brings the middle third of the order to the plate. Cole Pleca was able to work a 1-2-3 frame the first time around. It'll be TJ Collette, Gage Workman, and Tyler Hardman due up. And Brewster getting their second licks at the Dayton product. So as Collette digs in, no stranger to facing Hyannis, although it has been a while. He courts the blue and orange. First pitch from Pleca, breaking ball runs away. Count 1-0. Although I say the blue and orange, the uniforms tonight, not representative of that. It's Red Shirt Friday here at McKeon Park. Hyannis donning the red tops as they still have the blue pinstripe pants, however. With the camouflage caps with the Cape Cod logo up the top. The 1-0. Breaking ball again runs outside. Couldn't pick up the black. 2 balls and no strike to Collette. Collette was an all-star for the Brewster Whitecaps. Rightfully so. A .283 hitter on the summer. 8 home runs, 24 RBIs. Pleca from his windup to 2-0. Fastball right down Main Street. Swing and a miss from Collette. Collette has collected a hit in each of the 3 contests that Brewster and Hyannis have squared off in so far in 2019. And if you want to go a bit further to top that off, carrying a 7-game hit streak into tonight. 2-1. Fastball pop up behind home plate. Goodman loses the mask, ranging back toward the screen, toward the brick wall. Looks like he's got a play, and he doesn't. It falls just on the other side of the screen. Came down. Goodman extended the glove and looked a bit disappointed when it came down, and he didn't make the play. And Pleca works with a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, that one just barely got over the screen. I mean, Goodman took the right precaution, but nothing much you can do about a ball out of play.
So Goodman had it timed up. Screen interfering, a 2-2 from Pleca. Fastball on the ground, right side, foul past the first base bag. So Gage Workman and Tyler Hardman set to follow Collette in the inning. Gage Workman, Arizona State Sun Devil. Of course, another all-star right behind Collette for the Brewster Whitecaps. Middle third of the Brewster lineup tonight, perhaps arguably the most dangerous. Pleca shaking off multiple sides from Goodman. Now time is called. Collette wants to take a step out. And the pace of play for Hyannis was very quick in game 1 against Bourne last night, but slowed down considerably to the tune of a 3-hour game 2. Pleca's 2-strike offering. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Collette leans back out of the box. He still hasn't moved. A bit disgusted with that call, but he is rung up for the first strikeout of the night from Cole Pleca. Jim Francesa ringing up Collette to send him back to the dugout for out number 1. 4 up, 4 down so far for Pleca. That'll bring up Gage Workman. Pleca painting a fastball in the inside corner. His 13th strikeout on the summer. And he definitely had some swing and miss stuff in his season at Dayton, racking up 81 punch-outs. Another left-handed hitter, Gage Workman, steps in. Inside-out swing toward third. Jackson Olsen's got it. Throw across the diamond in time, 2 down. The 1 pitch, 1 out to Gage Workman, wasting no time putting the bat on the ball. Jackson Olsen with a nice play, taking a couple shuffles to his left, and a strong throw to Ian Fair is good for out number 2. That'll bring up Tyler Hardman. Now Hardman on the season, 272 hitter. He's launched 7 home runs with 15 ribbies as well. Looks like his cuts from the right side, the third baseman for the Whitecaps tonight. Pleca from the windup, first pitch on the way, breaking ball. Spinning Hardman back out of the box, but dropped in for a strike. And Cole Pleca, when he's on, he is very, very effective. Last outing against Cotuit, he went 3 innings, gave up just 2 runs. But before that, his 0-1 fastball is punched straight back to the screen. On July the 11th at the Orleans Firebirds, Cole worked 4 innings, scoreless at that, giving up just 5 hits and punching out 5. So as of late, Cole's really been turning up the heat on top of the rubber. He's got Hardman in an 0-2 count and in line for another 1-2-3 frame. Right-hander's 0-2. Fastball chopped off the end of the bat toward Jackson Olsen. Comes in with the bare hand play, fire to fair, and it's in time. Jackson Olsen with a couple fine plays to end the inning, helping out Pleca on the rubber. Another 1-2-3 inning. Cole racks up a strikeout in the frame. We're still scoreless from McKeon. Hyannis come to the plate trying to change that on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis set to bring Jaron DeSantalo, Trevor Hopper, and Lucas Dunn to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. Hyannis was able to rack up a hit courtesy of Hunter Goodman, but I'm unable to put around is the starter Stevie Emanuels from UW. And DeSantalo will get his first cuts of the night. Serving as the DH for Chad Gassman in the lineup. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box, going through his usual routine. Stepping in, stepping out, now back in. Ready for the first pitch from Emanuels. It's a fastball, good for a strike on the outside corner. Jaron, a 295 clip as he enters the ballgame tonight. Swings and misses through an 0-1 fastball down and in. That one at 85 on the gun. Jaron takes a step out and kicks the bat to his cleats as he adjusts the gloves. And speaking of routines and superstitions, we know Jared's got one. But Stevie Emanuels, he's got another one. We'll get to that in just a second. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball runs away. Count 1-2 to Jared. And Stevie says he puts his 3 fingers in the ground before each inning starts. And of course, he likes to listen to his pregame playlist, Lyle. Baseball's creatures of habit for sure. As a 1-2 pitch to Jared is in. Fastball down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's some songs that just pump you up. Every pitcher's got their routines, I'm sure. Every position player got their routines, but I'd say pregame playlist music is a pretty common one.
2-2 from Stevie. Breaking ball runs just up and away. Count swells full to Jared Santalo, 3-2. Did you have any superstitions when you played? I know baseball players have a lot. And there are some strange ones, but I don't mean to put you on the spot like that, but
I used to jump over the line like as far as I possibly could.
really? 3-2 comes into Jared. Popped up in the air to center. Chasing Ellis back a couple steps, but he's got a beat on it. He'll line it up and make the grab. So Jared's gone for out number 1. So you jumped over the line as far as you could.
So as the
That's on the run from the dugout.
As the common baseball player would know, you never step on the line during a game day.
Oh, no,
that's
of course
just
not.
that's a common superstition. So I took it to another level. I never wanted to even take the chance to step on the line. So when I got close to it, I didn't give a tiny little hop over. I would like leap over it on the run as far as I could. So that was my superstition. I mean, sure, I listen to music, but if I had to pick a little bit of an obscure one, it would be the jumping over the line.
Interesting. Honestly, I can say I've never heard of that. Trevor Hopper steps in. Fastball good for a strike, top of the zone from Emanuels. Count no balls and a strike.
Do you have any?
For me, I was a pitcher, so I used to like to take some dirt off the back of the mound and rub the baseball in dirt. I know that's a common one, but I used to rub it in dirt so much so that it would change the shade of white on the leather. Fastball from Emanuels into the dirt. Count evens on Hopper, 1-1.
Would you get a better grip on the baseball like that?
It helped a little bit. And honestly, I was a guy that liked to pitch in the rain as well, which was a bit interesting. I thought it helped me out a little bit. It was harder for hitters to see, I thought. 1-1 from Emanuels. Fastball runs outside. 93 on the gun, according to the scoreboard here at McKeon Park.
If you like pitching in the rain, you should move to Stevie Emanuel's neck of the woods.
Yes, Washington. That's where you're from as well.
Yeah, just outside. He's from Bellevue, Washington. So one of the suburbs of Seattle and one of the bigger ones.
Winds and fires a 2-1 offering. Runs a fastball a bit inside by the shoot tops of Hopper, and he's got himself in the driver's seat at 3-1. Now, pitching in the rain, that's a weird one. I get a lot of strange looks from that, but I don't know. Just one of those things. 3-1 to Hopper. Swing and a miss. Foul tip back into the glove. Count fills up at 3-2. Second straight hitter Emanuels has gone to a full count with here in the inning. Emanuels shaking off a couple of signs from his backstop Auerbach. Now he's got one he likes. Brings the ball into his glove, fires the payoff offering on the ground toward first. Slides flat, he'll take it to the bag himself on an easy hop. That gets Hopper for out number 2. That'll bring up Lucas Dunn. 2 down, still just 1 hit on the board between either side. Dunn is technically third game back in the lineup, second day back here in Hyannis uniform. He'll step in for his first licks. And you talk about playlists too as well, as Emanuels likes to listen to some pregame music. I wasn't a big guy with music. Didn't really have a song that got me fired up. Breaking ball into Lucas Dunn, good for a strike, top of the zone. And there, of course, the classic ones like Welcome to the Jungle and, those kind of things. But never was a guy that got into the pregame music. Emanuels 0-1. Fastball, Dunn goes after it out of the zone and chops it foul behind home plate.
So you were just okay listening to whatever was playing throughout the ballpark then?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tuned it out during the pregame stretching routines and all that. I was kind of a guy that liked to get in the zone with just pure silence sometimes. Just helped me out a little bit. Dunn waves the bat toward Emanuels atop the rubber. Glove tucked under his left shoulder, staring down at Auerbach, shakes off a couple more signs. Now he comes set, fires an 0-2. Fastball runs upstairs. The ball and 2 strikes as Dunn steps out, trying to extend the bottom of the second inning. Hunter Goodman recorded a single with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Lucas Dunn trying to do the same. Next offering, 1-2 in the dirt. Checks his swing, appeal to first, no go, says Larry Rosenberg. Whitecaps infield was trotting back to the dugout. They were certain that Dunn had waved the bat through the zone, but not to be. Deuce is wild here in the second with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2-2 offering from Emanuels. Fastball upstairs. Third straight hitter of this inning that Emanuels has worked to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hyannis bats forcing him to sweat a little bit out there and throw a lot of pitches, trying to raise the pitch count. Payoff to Dunn. Punch foul straight back off the mask of Auerbach back to the screen. That's one thing I've never really asked the players much about is their pregame routines, and that's an interesting one because I'm sure all of them have at least something. But DeSantolo is a guy that likes to do some in-game routine with his step in, step out, step back into the box. Dunn back in now with the next 3-2. Off the edge of the bat. Soft grounded to third. Hardman's got it. Strong throw to first. Offline, but the tag applied in time to get done. So a 5-3 put out, aided by TJ Collette on the return. At first base, and Lucas Dunn goes down for the third out of the bottom of the second. Hyannis goes in order. Still scoreless from McKeon. We'll go to the top of the third when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Top of the third here from McKeon Park between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Road Brewster Whitecaps. Jamie Shevchik's squad set to send up the bottom third of the order. It'll be Mason Dodd, Cameron Locklear, and Duke Ellis. Mason Dodd, left-handed bat from Belmont Abbey. Pletka raises the leg, fires home. It's a fastball low. Dodd hitting 189 entering today's play. Seeing Pletka for the first time. The righty's ready, the 1-0. Swing and a miss from the lefty, Mason Dodd. 1-1, 0-0 here in the top of the third. Hyannis with the only hit thus far. That was a 2-out base knock from Hunter Goodman back in the bottom of the first. Pletka gets the sign from the catcher Goodman. Now the 1-1, off-speed swing and a miss. So took something off that offering. Fooled the hitter Dodd, who's now behind 1-2. Infield back. Nobody on. Nobody away. Now the 1-2 from the righty Pletka upstairs. So Pletka's had a pretty easy go of it thus far. 6 up, 6 down. He's gotten 3 ground ball outs, 2 flyouts, and he struck out TJ Collette looking. Now the windup in the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for the righty Pletka. Mason Dodd's fanned on strikes for the first out. So this will bring up Cameron Locklear, Liberty's second baseman, a guy who's had a very, very small sample size of work to this point. Getting the start here at McKeon Park against the Harbor Hawks. Locklear just one for 3. He's only played in 2 games. Pleska's ready, still working from the windup. First offering, it's a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. So Locklear appeared back on July the 22nd against Falmouth. Didn't record an at-bat. Then went 1 for 3 against the Katuitt Kettleers 2 days ago. 0-1. Swung on and taps foul the other way. Gets out of play over the Brewster dugout down the first baseline. So the righty Locklear gave about half a hack at it and just got a piece of it, fouling it over by the crowd. 0-2 with 1 out. 0-0 the score as Pleska's ready, the 0-2. Swung on and popped up right side. This is going to find its way onto the soccer field just beyond the McKeon Park confines. So Cole Pletka making his 3rd start for Hyannis tonight. 6th appearance. And he's looked sharp so far through 2 1/3. Shakes off 3 signs. Now the tall righty gets the one he likes. He bends the knees, kicks, and fires the 0-2. Breaking ball that stays up high, doesn't quite break. So Locklear getting some time here as the summer comes to a conclusion. Brewster sitting at last place in the West Division, looking to work their way out of the cellar. 1-2 from Pletka. Swung on and tapped foul inside the righty batter's box. So Locklear will reset for just a second as Cole Pletka walks up to the mound with a new baseball. So Brewster comes into today, record of 15-19-1 with 39 points. A windup in the 1-2, swing and a miss. Cole Pletka raises a fastball right to the letter high part of the zone, and it gets the hitter Locklear for back-to-back strikeouts, now 2 away in the top of the 3rd.
Well, Pleska's had some great command of all of his pitches tonight. He's worked it east and west quite well. That time going up the ladder to fan Locklear that time. Put some extra mustard on behind that fastball. 3 punch-outs, 2 in the inning. Looking very, very solid.
That brings up the number 9 hitter, Duke Ellis. First pitch from Pletka, misses up high. So Duke Ellis comes into today for Brewster, hitting just 200. He's looking to raise the average a little bit for the East Division Whitecaps as the 1-0 comes in. Breaking ball, clips the outside corner. It's 1-1. Although Ellis spent a good part of his summer with the West Division ball club. He had 17 at-bats with the Katuitt Kettleers, where he hit .235 with an RBI. Pletka still working from the windup. The 1-1. Check swing at the top of the zone. Appeal down to 3rd base. Does not go around, according to umpire Bob Wilson. So .235 with the Kettleers. 200 so far with the East Division Whitecaps. Pletka, 2-1 count. He nods his head as he gets the sign from Goodman. Bends those knees. Kicks and delivers. Off speed, down low. It's 3-1. Now, Pletka, a guy who had a similar route to Duke Ellis, although he went the opposite way. Duke Ellis went from a West Division team to an East Division team. Pletka went from an East Division team to a West Division team as he started his summer with the Whitey Red Sox. Now the 3-1. Swung on and tapped foul up and out of play behind the plate. In Pletka's time with Whitey, he made 1 appearance, and it was a good one at that. Through 2 1/3 innings, didn't allow a run. Just 2 hits while striking out 5. That was back at Veterans Field on June the 15th. 3-2 with 2 away. Now the full count offering. Swung on and lined out to left center field, chasing over McIntyre. That's going to drop in front of him a couple times for a hit. Around the bag at first, thinking 2 Ellis. Throw comes in way late. No tag applied from Dunn. And standing up at second with a 2-out double is Duke Ellis as he shakes his hips, waves his hands, and looks back toward the dugout as he's in scoring position here in the 3rd.
Well, how can you not be happy with that at bat if you're Duke Ellis? Took one off the outside part of the plate, didn't do too much with it. Got the bat head out extended and blooped it into left center in front of McIntyre. Turned the Jets on and cruising into second with a double.
So with 1 on, 2 away, it'll bring up Brett Auerbach. He represents the leadoff man for the Whitecaps at the top of the lineup. 0-0 the score. Ellis responsible for the first Whitecap hit. So Auerbach will dig in from the right side. Looking in at the righty Pletka, who's bending his knees, has the ball tucked behind his back on the mound. Now he's going to call time. He wants to step off for a minute, reset, and go over the signs again with the catcher Goodman. Auerbach, one of 4 natural righties in the lineup tonight. Gage Workman, a switch hitter. He's hitting from the left side, as of now, against the righty Pletka. Cole checks the runner, comes home. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 1. That had some good spin to it, coming in at 73 miles an hour. Auerbach just watched it go by. So Auerbach hitting 276. 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Pleka's going to set right at the belt, working from the stretch for the first time. Pitch, fastball high. It's 1-1. Brett Auerbach, guy who had a 15-game hitting streak going for the Whitecaps. That's the longest one on the Cape this summer. Had it snapped in just his previous game. He went 0 for 4 against Katuitt. And you could call it 16 games if you want to include the All-Star game. Now the pitch from Pletka. Breaking ball, just low and away. Count moves to 2-1. So Auerbach was one of 7 All-Stars for the Whitecaps this summer. He was the co-MVP with Gage Workman. Workman had a couple of extra base hits in that one. Auerbach actually had the walk-off hit through the right side against Harbor Hawk Tyler Madison. That won the game for the East Division. It's 2-1 here with 2 outs. 0-0 the score. And the pitch popped up on the infield right side. Coming in Lucas, and he calls everybody off, and the Cardinal makes the catch above the head level. So Cole Pletka gives up the 2-out double to the hitter Duke Ellis at the number 9 spot. But nothing further. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. It's 0-0 through 2.5 frames. We'll go to the 3rd on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Harbor Hawk half of the 3rd set to come into play here from McKeon Park with the righty Stevie Emanuels back on the mound for the Brewster Whitecaps. Number 8 man Jackson Olsen will dig in, playing 3rd base today for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, hometown team. So Emanuels fires home a fastball, misses down low. Jackson Olsen, left-handed bat out of the University of Hartford, hitting .228 entering today's play. Pitch, line drive up the middle. That's going to get into center field, a base hit. Emanuels tried to glove it out of midair. Couldn't get quick enough reflexes on it. And Olsen picks up the 2nd Harbor Hawk hit of the day. 2nd pitch of the inning, he just squares one back up the box, and he's on at first with nobody down.
Well, Olsen picked up a hit last night in Game 2 against Bourne, and continuing where he left off from last night, picking up one right off the bat in his first plate appearance tonight.
So number 9 hitter Mitch McIntyre comes in. But Olsen saw the ball really well out of Emmanuel's hand right there. Pieced one up really well. A hard line drive back into center field. Pitch to McIntyre. Squares bunt, pulls back. It's a fastball away. McIntyre enters the day hitting 200 right on the spot. This is his first start in 6 days, or his first appearance in the field in 6 days. So Manuels is ready. Runner takes off, pitch to McIntyre. Ground ball right side to his left. Locklear fields cleanly, throws over to first in time. So a successful ground out for the lefty Mitch McIntyre as he puts a ground ball down to the right side. Allows Olsen to advance to second base, and it'll bring up Jordan Westberg at the top of the lineup. So McIntyre came in at Katuitt in Lowell Park back on July the 20th. He went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Also got a pinch hit against Katuitt exactly a week ago today, back on July the 19th. But again, his first action since July the 20th, but he puts together a productive out there. Westberg, the hitter from the right side. Second baseman Locklear playing just behind the bag at second. Now the pitch. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone, strike one. That one pumped in at 91 miles an hour from the righty. So both Locklear, the second baseman, and the shortstop Workman, giving Jackson Olsen some pretty hefty attention over at second base as he's got a sizable lead. Pitch to Westberg, breaking ball down, chested up by the catcher Auerbach. And Westberg, a guy who is a really, really good opposite field hitter. In general, he's just a really good hitter. But he has no problem taking the ball the other way. Has a little bit of power. He's got 3 home runs on the summer. Those all came in his first 2 days on Cape Cod. The righty wiggles the bat above his shoulder as Emmanuel fires home from the stretch. Fastball dots the outside corner, 1-2. Westberg just turns to home plate umpire Jim Francesa, asks that as far out as the strike zone goes. He gets a nod. So Westberg, not just a really good ball player, but a disciplined player as well. Emmanuel glances at the runner Olsen, now comes home. Fastball low, it's 2-2. Gets the return feed back behind the plate from Auerbach, who once again had a 15-game hitting streak snap last night. Put together the longest hitting streak of anybody on the Cape this summer. Emmanuel's 2-2 with 1 out, 0-0 the score. Pitch to Westberg. Fastball down in the dirt, and the count runs full. So from July the 2nd all the way to 2 nights ago on July the 24th, Auerbach walked into the ballpark every day with a hit in his back pocket from the previous night. 3-2 with 1 down. Emmanuel gives a look to the runner, fires home, a breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. That one just misses above the letters as Jordan Westberg will draw a 1-out walk. He's aboard at first base for Rigsby Mosley. 7th base on balls of the summer for the righty Jordan Westberg. And Hyannis has the first real rally going here today. Rigsby Mosley, the hitter from the number 2 spot. Left-handed hitting bat from Troy. Harbor Hawks with 2 hits. 1 from Goodman, 1 from Olsen. Brewster with just the 1 from Duke Ellis on the double in the gap in left center. Manuels gives a long look towards second, fires home to Mosley. It's a fastball low. Emmanuel's a guy who can pump that fastball all the way up to the mid to high 90s. Also mixes in a really good curve. Those are his 2 primary pitches. Fastball, curveball. And a curveball that has some really, really good break. 1-0. Heater touches the outside corner. It's 1-1. But he is a classic 4-pitch guy. He can mix in a slider and a changeup when he wants to. Gage Workman, the Brewster shortstop, shaded up the middle just behind the runner Olsen. Manuels looks that way. Now comes home. Fastball in. That one comes in at 92 miles an hour from the righty. Manuels stares down his catcher Brett Auerbach for just a minute to get a proper sign, and now he gets back onto the mound, working from the first base side of the rubber. Everybody else besides Workman pretty much straight up. The 2-1. Ground ball right at the second baseman, Locklear. Shovels to Workman for one. Return throw to first. Double play. 4-6-3 go the Whitecaps, and that ends the bottom of the third. So Stevie Emanuels gets some help from his defense. Just what the doctor ordered with a twin killing to end the frame. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left on. 0-0 through 3 innings. And we'll go to the fourth when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the fourth set to go here from McKeon Park. With Cole Pletka back on the mound, the big righty out of Dayton. He'll face the 2-3-4, beginning with Michigan Wolverine Jesse Franklin. Franklin's 0 for 1 today. Left-handed hitter grounded out to Ian Fair at first, back in the top of the first. As Pletka fires home the first pitch from the windup. It's a fastball down. Franklin entered today's play hitting just .220. Lefty hitting bat wiggles the bat above his shoulder. Pitch from Pletka, cut and a miss. Franklin chases after one at the top of the zone. He comes up empty. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Jesse Franklin, another Pacific Northwest product. Much like the starter Stevie Emanuels, Franklin hails from the Northwest as well as he watches a breaking ball high. Now, Emanuel's from Bellevue, Washington. That's one of the bigger suburbs outside Seattle. But Franklin actually from the city of Washington. He attended Seattle Prep High School. Pleka's ready, delivers the 2-1. Ground ball right side, past the dive of Fair and into right field. Rigsby Mosley fields it, throws it back into the infield, and Jesse Franklin stops at first base with the second Brewster hit of the day. It's a leadoff single to begin the top of the fourth. Nobody out, 1 on. Brings up Tyler Gentry.
Well, a valiant effort from Ian Fair over at first base. That was a hot shot right at him. Gave an effort with the laying out with the dive, but I'm unable to get a glove on it. A leadoff single, and Brewster perhaps in business.
So Gentry, the hitter, he's also 0 for 1. Flew out to Trevor Hoover in left field. Pletka works to the stretch, a hard pick off to first, and back with the head first dive, the runner Jesse Franklin. Franklin, a returner for Brewster. Last summer played in 28 games where he had himself a really, really strong campaign. Pitch from Pletka, breaking ball, down and away. 302 average for Franklin in 2018. He had 2 bombs, 17 RBIs. And his strikeout to walk ratio was really good too. 14 base on balls, 19 Ks. This summer it's been a little bit more of a struggle. Pleka's ready to stretch in the pitch. Bunted left side, over the mound. Pletka to field it. He's got no play anywhere. It's an infield bunt single for Tyler Gentry as he's aboard with nobody out. Franklin moves down to second, and it was a perfectly executed bunt from the Alabama Crimson Tide. as he punched one down the left side. Olsen was playing way back behind the bag. Pletka had a little bit of a delayed start getting off the mound to move to his right and pick it up. And now it brings up TJ Collette with 2 on, nobody away. So Collette the hitter from the left side. Pleka's going to give a look to second base with Jordan Westberg creeping in, now moves back. And the pitch to Collette. It's a fastball down. So TJ Collette, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs over the last week of play. He has been red hot for Jamie Shevchik's Brewster squad. The lengthy Cole Pletka comes to the stretch, fires home. Fastball low. But 2 runners aboard. Jesse Franklin at second base, Tyler Gentry at first. Franklin, who was the Washington Gatorade Player of the Year back in high school, also drafted 37th round by his hometown Seattle Mariners. He's put together 2 strong seasons with Michigan. So he idles off of second base. Pletka fires home. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to skip into center field, a base hit. Franklin getting the wave around. He's going to score without a throw. Brewster strikes first in the top of the 4th. It's an RBI single for TJ Collette, his 25th run batted in of 2019. And it's 1-0 Whitecaps here in the top of the 4th.
Well, TJ Collette just continues to have the Harbor Hawks number, a hit in all 4 contests now against Hyannis. This one coming off Cole Pletka, just shot one right back up the box, up the middle. McIntyre not even giving a throw around to try and gun down Jesse Franklin at the plate.
So Gentry moved up to second base. He just went 90 feet. Now it'll be the switch hitting Gage Workman from the left side as Pletka's allowed his first run. The righty comes home. Workman shows bunt with pulls back with an inside fastball. It's 1-0. Now Pletka the last time out went 3 innings, gave up 2 earned on 4 hits against the Katuitt Kettleers. That was part of a 15-5 loss here at McKeon exactly 1 week ago. Pleka's got a 1-0 count. Harbor Hawks trailing 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Pleka's going to fire home to the lefty Workman. Fly ball crushed to deep right center field. McIntyre back, still going. Forget about it. Gage Workman, first home run of the summer. And he's blown it open here in the top of the 4th inning. It's 4-0 Whitecaps. The Sun Devil Workman deposits one well over the right center field wall, up to the top of the first line of trees as he jumps and high-fives Tyler Gentry and Brett Auerbach just outside home plate. And the Sun Devil makes it 4-0 Whitecaps in the 4th.
Boy, and he knew that off the bat, too. It just sounded different. He knew he got a hold of that one. Sent it to deep right center field. McIntyre gave it a run out there, but absolutely no chance. Put it into the first row of trees, did Gage Workman. An absolute majestic blast.
So that'll bring up right-handed hitting Tyler Hardman. Pletka works back from the windup, fires home. It's a swing and a miss. For Gage Workman, first home run on the summer, 4th career home run on Cape Cod. He's another returning Whitecap. Last summer, though, it was a struggle for him. He hit just 163, although he did have 3 long balls to go along with 7 extra base hits. 0-1. Hardman swings and comes out of his shoes. Can't get anything of it as it's 0-2. Now, the summer for Workman as a whole this summer has been much, much better in terms of the hitting piece. Gage, after that home run, hitting .278. Picked up 3 RBIs, bringing his RBI total to 18 on the summer. The 0-2 comes in. Popped up right side by Hardman. Coming in, Rigsby Mosley. Going out, Lucas Dunn. Dunn still going, and he makes the grab on the run, hugging the line. Really nice play by the Louisville Cardinal, Lucas Dunn, who had to run a long way, going out and to his left. Rigsby Mosley gave way to him. And Dunn, who just kept going and going, never gave up on that ball. And it found the bottom of his glove for the second out.
Dunn covered a country mile to go after that ball, ranging over toward the line, down about midway down the foul line in right field, cutting off Rigsby Mosley to make that play. We saw him do something similar to that last night in Bourne.
Now the hitter, Mason Dodd, pops a bunt foul to the left side. It drops in front of Olsen. Or rather, that's the first out of the inning. So Hardman pops up to the second baseman, Lucas Dunn. So far in the inning for Pletka, single to Jesse Franklin, bunt single to Tyler Gentry. TJ Collette with an RBI single. That broke the game open with Brewster drawing first blood. And they went from drawing blood to wounding Cole Pletka as Gage Workman absolutely unloaded for a 3-run bomb. A 1 to Dodd. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Workman, a guy that certainly has some power, although that's just his first home run on the summer here for the Brewster Whitecaps. Pitch to Dodd. Fly ball. Straightaway center field. Easily playable for McIntyre. Comes to his left, makes the grab. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Or is it 3? They're coming off the field thinking that's the third out. Now they're going to come back as they realize it's just 2 outs. Everybody started to trot in. McIntyre made the play and started jogging toward the dugout. Lucas Dunn, Jordan Westberg, Rigsby Mosley, even Trevor Hopper from left field starting to do more of the same. But that's just the second out. Now it's going to bring up Cameron Locklear after a little bit of confusion.
And just a little bit over anxious.
So a couple of pop-outs issued by Cole Pletka. He's now going to face the new hitter Locklear. Swings at the first pitch, skies it into shallow left field. Hopper coming in, settles directly under it and squeezes it for the final out. So the Whitecaps certainly do their damage in the top of the 4th. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Brewster 4, Hyannis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Heart of the Hyannis lineup coming to the plate to begin the bottom of the 4th from McKeon Park. Hunter Goodman, the Memphis Tiger, will lead things off against the righty Stevie Emanuels, back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Goodman 1 for 1 today with that single to left field as Emanuels rocks and fires the first pitch. Tapped by Goodman to the left side, charging in Workman and Hardman. It's going to be Workman who bare hands but can't make the play as it comes in and out of his glove. Or rather, Workman tried to backhand it with the glove side, but dropped it on the transfer as Goodman's going to be safe at first base. So leadoff man aboard for Hyannis, who trails 4-0 here from McKeon Park. Ian Fair will step in. He's in the cleanup spot today. Fair usually hits from the number 2 or 5 spot, although hitting cleanup today against the Brewster Ball Club. Emanuels is going to give a glance over to Goodman at first with a short lead. Goodman not a whole lot of speed on the base paths. Fair watches an off-speed pitch down. So if you're just joining us, first 3 innings went scoreless from both sides. Then Brewster broke it open in the top of the 4th. The big knock, the Gage Workman 3-run home run to right center. Pitch to Fair. Line drive down the right field line. This is hooking foul, and it'll get over toward the Brewster bullpen. But Gage Workman, who deposited his first home run of the summer just a half inning ago, demolished the ball out into the trees in right center field. That was his first home run of the 2019 summer. 4th career home run on Cape Cod. At Arizona State, he had 11 over the course of 2 years. Emanuels, the tall righty, comes set at the belt, now delivers the 1-1. Ground ball off the front foot of Fair inside the box. Workman, 11 home runs at Arizona State. 3 as a freshman, 8 as a sophomore. He had just as many home runs as he does triples through 2 seasons. He had 7 triples as a freshman, 4 as a sophomore. As the pitch comes into fair, line drive into center field. That's going to fall in front of Ellis, a base hit. The Texas product fields on a hop, throws back into Workman on the infield. But back-to-back hits for Hyannis in the bottom of the 4th, as they have something brewing here against the righty Emanuels. Jared DeSantillo will come to the plate. He'll hit from the left side. FAU Al set to face the Washington Huskies' Stevie Emanuels. Stevie, the 6'5", 210-pound righty, has worked himself into his second bit of trouble here today. He had himself in a jam just a frame ago, but a 4-6-3 double play got him out of it. It was a really nice turn, too, from Locklear, who just underhanded it to Workman at second and a strong throw to first. DeSantillo cuts and misses through a first pitch off speed. It's 0-1. Gage Workman shaded towards second base, giving some attention to Goodman as the two exchange a couple words. But Gage Workman, once again, the difference maker in the game to this point. Pitch from Emanuels from the stretch. Fastball outside. The deciding run to this point was the TJ Collette RBI single, as that was the first run scored in the ballgame. But the big difference maker, no doubt, the Workman bomb. Emanuels is going to check the runner at second, come home to DeSantillo. This is downstairs with a fastball. Now, 11 triples is certainly a sizable amount through 2 seasons. Triples are not easy to come by. But not only did Workman not have any trouble slugging triples at school, he hasn't had any trouble slugging triples on the Cape either. 2-1 to DeSantillo. Fastball at the knees, that levels the count. Workman leads the whole league in triples. He's got 4 on the summer. Tyler Gentry, his Brewster teammate, has 3. Everybody else has 2 or less. 2-2 with nobody down. Pitch to DeSantillo. Popped up left side. This is going to tail just out of play. So DeSantillo works out and resets with a 2-2 count. Workman also had 1 triple last summer. 7 extra base hits for Brewster. But again, his 2019 campaign as a whole has been much better for the Whitecaps the second time around. Emanuel's a stretch in the 2-2. Tapped foul just off the plate by DeSantillo. He'll stay alive. Emanuels drops in a nice off-speed offering right there, but DeSantillo just fights it off to keep it a 2-2 count. 4-0 the score. Brewster put up 4 on the top of the frame, but Hyannis has responded about as well as they could have so far to begin the bottom of the 4th. Hunter Goodman infield single, then an Ian Fair single to center field. Emanuels puts the left foot in front of the right. Glances at Goodman at second. Now the 2-2 offering. Slug behind the plate. The count will stay that way. So for Cole Pletka, who, again, his last start out went 3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits. But it was pretty much the same story last time as it's been this time, as Emanuels, the righty, is set to go as he looks at Goodman, now comes home. Line drive through the 5-6 gap into left, a base hit. Goodman's going to get the stop sign at third as it's relayed back in quickly by the left fielder from Brewster. That's Jesse Franklin. But the bases are now loaded with nobody out. Trevor Hopper coming to the plate.
Well, you said, Lyle, that Hyannis responded just about as well as they could. 3 straight singles back to back to back. 1 from Goodman, 1 from Fair, and 1 from DeSantillo. Probably 3 of the better bats in the Hyannis lineup all season. And now sets the table for Trevor Hopper in a great RBI spot.
So Trevor Hopper coming to the plate. Arizona State Sun Devil digging in from the left side against the Washington Huskies' Stevie Emanuels, who's going to opt to just work out of the stretch despite the bases being juiced. So Emanuels puts the glove right at the belt. Gets the sign from the catcher Auerbach. Now fires home. Check swing from Hopper as he goes around at a breaking ball for strike 1. But back to Cole Pletka, in that 3-inning appearance, it was 3+ innings, as the first 3 frames were pretty much flawless. Put up a 0-0-0 against Katuitt. Then he gave up a 2-run bomb in the fourth, which led to his departure. A 1 to Haver. Fastball clips the inside corner, 0-2. And tonight for Plenka, it's pretty much mirrored the same result, although a little bit more damage in the top of the fourth this time as opposed to last week. All zeros in the first 3 innings, but then a 4 spot by Brewster in the top of the fourth as the score is 4-0. 0-2 to Haver, fastball high. So we'll see if Cole Plenka opts to go back out for the fifth. There's no action going in the Hyannis bullpen as we speak. Trevor Haver, left-handed bat, hitting in the 6th spot tonight. Pushed down a little bit in the Hyannis order, but he's got a bases-loaded opportunity. 1-2. Taps foul behind the plate as Trevor Haver stays alive, fighting off an off-speed pitch. Goodman at third, Fair at second, DeSantillo at first base. Brewster in pretty much all playing back. With a 4-run advantage, they're not thinking about the runner at home. For now, they're okay trading outs for runs. Emanuels looks in at the catcher, Auerbach. 6'5" righty looks at Goodman, now comes home. Fastball upstairs at 92 miles an hour. That evens the count. So Haver works out of the box. Takes a breath. Now steps back in. As Emanuels gives a long look in, with the lights starting to flip on here from McKeon Park, although the sun just starting to set here on the harbor. Workman playing up the middle. 2-2. Fly ball crushed to deep right field, hooking foul. Trevor Haver just a little bit out in front of that one, but he hooks it just to the right of the foul pole to keep it a 2-2 count. Well, wouldn't that have been fitting? Gage Workman had a 3-run home run in the top of the fourth. Another Sun Devil and roommate of Gage Workman, Trevor Haver, had tied the game. That would have been quite the fitting moment. 2-2. Fly ball into left field. This chases Franklin a little bit back, should get the job done. Goodman's gonna stay at third rather, as Franklin's gonna throw the ball back into the infield. So he was held at third base. Franklin with a strong arm in left field. So as a result, runs kept off the board here. As Goodman will stay at third. The bases stay loaded for Lucas Dunn. A really strong arm from Franklin in left field.
Yeah, Chad Gassman opting to take the safe route there and keep Hunter Goodman at the bag at third, not wanting to test that arm of Franklin down the line. He made a good throw, a little bit up the line, but Auerbach with a nice block to save the run from coming in anyway.
So Lucas Dunn now digs in from the right side. Once again, still fairly fresh off an appearance with Team USA over the last couple weeks. Emanuels in the stretch, fires home. Dunn checks his swing, but it's a called strike with the pitch anyway. Lucas grounded out to third in his first at bat. For Hyannis on the summer, Lucas is hitting just .214. He's 6 for 28, although a much better player than the average speaks. Pitch, good breaking ball, clips the outside corner, 0-2. That breaking ball from Emanuels started at the inside part of the plate, swept all the way to the outside corner. So Dunn's got an 0-2 count with 1 down. The infield still playing back for Brewster. First baseman Collette behind the runner at first to Santillo. Pitch to Dunn. Weak wave and a miss, strike 3. Lucas Dunn yells something to himself as he walks back toward the dugout. There's 2 down now for Jackson Olsen. So Dunn a little bit frustrated after not giving too healthy of a hack against the righty Emanuels. For Stevie, that's just his first strikeout. He gets done swinging. Now the lefty Jackson Olsen comes in. Swings away, grounds one right to the second baseman Locklear. Fields on a couple hops, flips to first, inning over. So Stevie Emanuels works himself into and out of trouble. He had a bases loaded, no out jam. But a fly out, strikeout, and ground out to second keeps Hyannis off the board. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on. We'll go to the 5th. It's Brewster 4, Hyannis 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Brewster send 9-1 and 2 to the plate. Action in the top of the fifth set to ensue here from McKeon Park. Chad Gassman still dressing the starter Cole Pleka from Dayton to top the rubber here to start off the frame against Duke Ellis. Brett Auerbach and Jesse Franklin set to follow. Pleka winds and fires. First pitch of the inning. Fastball on the ground towards second. Dunn fields it on a short hop. Throw to first. In time to get him. So 1 pitch and 1 out. He gets Duke Ellis to retire for the first time tonight. He had a double in his first plate appearance. But a 4-3 put out to start things in the fifth very quickly. And now back to the top of the order for Brett Auerbach. Lyle touched upon it earlier, but a 15-game hitting streak for Auerbach, the longest put together on the elbow of Mass this summer. 0 for 2 tonight against Pleka. It's worked very well against the top of the order. Auerbach was a .278 hitter entering the night. Pleka bends the knees into his windup. First pitch, breaking ball, a big looping one with some good bite in for a strike. But Stevie Emanuels, how about it? Getting out of a bases-loaded jam, retiring the last 3 men to come to the plate for Hyannis in the frame. Pleka's 0-1 to Auerbach. Fastball sent in the air to fairly deep right center, sending back McIntyre toward the track. He makes the catch on the run. So a quick 2 up and 2 down. Auerbach's 0 for 3. Second time he's flown up to McIntyre, but he gave that one a ride toward the alley, but no problem for the BYU Mitch McIntyre to make the catch on the move. Now he'll bring up Jesse Franklin.
That ball had a little bit of carry. I mean, sounded like he got it a little bit toward the end of the bat, but regardless, ball kept going up and up for just a minute. But McIntyre able to track it down on the warning track.
So Jesse Franklin's climbed into the left-handed batter's box. Seeing Pleka for the third time. He's 1 for 2 on his evening. First pitch, breaking ball in the air to deep right field. Sending back Mosley toward the wall, looking up, and it's gone. Jesse Franklin drops the hammer on that one. First home run of the summer and RBI number 3. Make it a 2-hit night and extends the Whitecap lead 5-0. Cole Pleka gives up his second long ball of the night. First one came to Gage Workman. This time a solo blast from Jesse Franklin. The 6th hit of the night is a big one.
And that ball was an off-speed pitch left up in the zone from Pleka, and Franklin did not miss it. Over the sign of sponsors in right field and by a long shot.
Tyler Gentry steps in. First pitch, a fastball to him. He pops it up right side down the right field line. Foul out of play. But that board of sponsors out there represents the old scoreboard here at McKeon Park. It's now been covered up. And the brand new one here at Judy Wallen's Scarifiel Field, as it says atop the scoreboard, now reads 5-0 Brewster Whitecaps. Pitch from Pleka on the ground toward third. Jackson Olsen plays it off the lip of the grass. Throw across the diamond in time for out number 3. 5-3 put out ends the frame, but not before Jesse Franklin gets in a huge hack off Cole Pleka. A solo blast to make the lead. Brewster Whitecaps 5, Harbor Hawks nothing. Hyannis back to the plate in the bottom of the inning when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Nine 1 and 2 to the plate for Hyannis in the bottom of the fifth. They've got some work to do. They trail the Whitecaps by a score of 5-0. Stevie Emanuels, no let up, foot on the gas, pedal to the metal all the way from the get-go in this ballgame. Shutting down the Hyannis lineup and really working swiftly. So he fires on a breaking ball to McIntyre to start the inning down and in. Emanuels is able to escape a bases-loaded jam the last time the Harbor Hawks came to the dish. 1-0 to McIntyre comes in. Fastball runs outside. Count 2 balls, no strikes in favor of the BYU product. But in Emanuel's 2019 season at the University of Washington, stranded 12 of 17 inherited runners, was mainly a bullpen arm. Racked up 6 saves. That was ranked 5th in the Pac-12 as McIntyre swung at the 2-0 offering and fouled it back off the screen. And Emanuel's ended the regular season, ranked 4th in the Pac-12 in ERA with a 2.36. On the summer here on Cape Cod, a 4.58, not really indicative of how well he's pitched here tonight. He's been absolutely dominant. 2-1 to McIntyre. Breaking ball picks up the outside corner, good for a strike to even the count. Jordan Westberg and Rigsby Mosley set to follow McIntyre in the inning. This is a Hyannis offense, a bit sporadic at times, and they do have the ability to put up some runs. 2-2 offering from Emanuel's. Fastball, inside out swing. McIntyre sends it foul out of play over the bleachers. And men left on base could be the name of the game for Hyannis, as one of the reasons why this offense has yet to click on all cylinders this season. They've left 5 on base so far tonight, 1 in each frame besides the second inning, which was a 1-2-3 work by Emanuel's. McIntyre ready the next 2-2. Fastball just a bit below the knees. Emanuel's tosses the head back a bit, displeased with that call from home plate umpire Jim Francesa. But the count fills up to McIntyre, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Emanuel's has already walked 1 tonight. The payoff pitch. Fastball, McIntyre swings and pops it up left side, ranging back to third baseman Hardin. Franklin coming in as well toward the Hyannis pen, and nobody will get there. Gage Workman also came hustling over, but the 3 men in Teal unable to come up with the ball. It falls harmlessly in foul ground. The count stays at 3-2. Bit of a packed house here on Christmas in July, the promotion tonight at McKeon Park. Guess we didn't really get the memo. We're not sporting any green or red. Hyannis in their red jerseys as it is Red Shirt Friday. McIntyre steps back in 0 for 1 with a 3-2 count. Emanuels nods his head in assurance with Auerbach, gets a sign, into his motion, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First down of the bottom of the 5th inning is a strikeout to Mitch McIntyre. Just a set on the night for Stevie Emanuels. Been pitching to contact, but gets McIntyre to wave and miss through a fastball that time. Now back to the top of the order for Jordan Westberg.
And he's starting to bring in some more swing and miss to his game here. Like you said, he already got done. He's pitched to contact really well so far, but has the ability to miss bats.
First pitch to Westberg. Breaking ball with some good bite. Catches the bottom of the zone. Good for strike 1. Well, Westberg's found himself aboard once already tonight. That was a walk that came back in the 3rd inning. Popped up to the catcher Auerbach his first time around. Time is gone as Emanuel's going to take a step off the back of the rubber and kick some dirt. Well, he awaits Westberg to reset himself in the right-handed batter's box. Westberg resets, bat above his shoulder, 0-1 offering. Fastball inside, jackknives Westberg back a bit. Count a ball and a strike. So Emanuel's to this point has worked 4 1/3 scoreless against Hyannis tonight. He's given up 5 hits. Came into his outing surrendering 20 as he comes home with a 1-1. Off speed again, good for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-2 the count to Westberg. But Emanuel's a high work rate in his school season at UW. 53 2/3 in his sophomore season and 31 appearances. 1-2 pitch. Westberg swings and drills one to deep left field, sending back Hardman at the wall. It's going to one-hop the fence. Westberg around first. He's trotting into second, no problem, as the throw comes back into Workman. And Jordan Westberg aboard for the 2nd time tonight, his first hit of the evening. And it's a 1-out double.
And Westberg really turned on that. Again, a guy who can hit it really well to the opposite field, but has no trouble just taking what's being given to him. He just shoots one down the left field line there. For Westberg, that's double number 5, extra base hit number 8. And it looks like there's going to be a pitching change here.
And it looks like it will be it for Stevie Emanuels as he's making the walk back to the dugout. New hurler into the game for the Brewster Whitecaps when we return off the double from Jordan Westberg. 5-0 Whitecaps in front on the road on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We bring you back to McKeon Park off the pitching change. Brewster's going to turn to their second arm. First out of the bullpen, it's going to be Kentucky right-hander Daniel Harper, making his sixth appearance of the summer, fifth out of the bullpen. 17 in the third innings for him, 12 strikeouts, 10 walks, 30 hits. So he's a guy that can be knocked around. Rigsby Mosley, the first man to greet him, looks at a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Harper's last appearance came July the 17th, back at home at Stony Brook Field against the Harwich Mariners. He took the loss in that game. It was a 12-11 final at the hands of the Harwich Mariners, who took the victory. Mosley goes after a fastball off the end of the bat, a liner to the shortstop Workman. Westberg goes diving back to the bag at second safely as Gage tried to apply the tag on the dive. Mosley's retired for the second out of the inning. Score that one an L6 if you're keeping track at home. That'll bring up Hunter Goodman with two away. The team's even in the hit column at 6 apiece. It's just been long ball has been the name of the game for the Brewster Whitecaps. They've had two off of starter Cole Pleka. There is some action down there, down the left field line in the Hyannis pen. Remains to be seen if Chad Gassman will let the Dayton product continue or not. But Hyannis has gotten Emanuels out of the ball game as Goodman goes after the first pitch and sends it foul out of play. But that's not because Emanuels absorbed a ton of damage. He worked 4 1/3 in this game scoreless, although his line is still open as he's responsible for Jordan Westberg out at second base. Emanuels walked 1 and struck out 2 in his outing as well, gave up 6 hits. Goodman into the box, the pitch. Breaking ball off speed, runs away. Count a ball and a strike. But boy, has Westberg been fun to watch this season. Another double. It's 5th of the season. Extra base hit number 8, as Lyle touched upon. Goodman digs in with another RBI spot, the leader on the elbow of Massachusetts. As a 1-1 comes in, he sends it in the air to center field. Ellis started back, now coming in. They'll call out the left fielder Franklin to make the grab, and that'll end the inning. So Goodman just got it off the end of the bat. Can't bring around Jordan Westberg, and that ends the inning. Hyannis still scoreless on the board. Whitecaps 5, Harbor Hawks nothing. We'll go to the 6th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Heart of the Whitecaps order set to come to the dish in the top of the 6th inning. The visiting Whitecaps atop the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here at McKeon Park by a score of 5-0 as we enter the middle frames. TJ Collette, Gage Workman, and Tyler Hardman due up. And the first arm out of the bullpen, fresh for Chad Gassman, is Tyler Drabick, the Kent State University right-hander. Making his 6th appearance of the summer, all 6 have come on in relief. First pitch to Collette of the inning. Fastball check, swing, but a strike at the knee level. An 0-1 record for Drabick, an 8.52 ERA and 6 1/3 innings of work. 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 8 hits. And TJ Collette has already picked one up. It was an RBI single back in the 4th. 0-1. Fastball runs outside. And for the Whitecaps, the pitching staff, not exactly dominant. Their offense has been good enough to keep them in their fair share of games. They've racked up 31 points. Still well within striking distance of the Eastern Division playoff 4th spot. The fastball is in for a strike to Collette just below the knees, but home-plate umpire giving Drabick the benefit of the doubt. That's Jim Francesa. Count 1-2 to Collette. He's already been a strikeout victim once. He was the first set down by Cole Pleka. 1-2. Fastball skips into the dirt, into the glove of Goodman behind the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The long ball has been at the forefront of the Brewster offensive attack tonight. Gage Workman got the better of starter Cole Pleka for 1. 2-2. Collette swings and pops it up foul, well out of play to the left side. That was a 3-run shot. And of course, Jesse Franklin, the last time the Whitecaps came to the dish, depositing one well over the old scoreboard in right field. Tyler Drabick, a 2-2 count to the big man Collette. The pitch, fastball, cut and a miss, strike 3. Gets Collette swinging. First punch out of the night for Drabick, fresh out of the bullpen. Second time Collette has gone down by way of the K, and that'll bring up Gage Workman. Now Workman's, the Sun Devil, already had himself quite a night. Looking to add to it from off a 3-run shot. He's picked up 3 RBIs. Those were 16, 17, and 18 on the summer for the shortstop. Drabick out of the windup. First offering. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And Drabick picked up 3 strikeouts on the summer. 2 coming July the 5th against the Catawba Cavaliers. 1 in his previous outing before that. A 13-1 defeat at the hands of the YD Red Sox on July the 3rd. 1. Fastball popped up behind the press box, back out of play. And Drabick's longest outing came 2 innings on July the 5th, right here at McKeon Park against the Catawba Cavaliers. A 16-4 loss. Hyannis took one on the chin in that game. Drabick's 0-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. No tag applied from Goodman as Workman just exiting the box. He knew it. Swung on and missed. Drabick got him beat on an off-speed delivery down in the dirt. Second strikeout and back-to-back to start his 6th inning. The Kent State right-hander looking solid. We'll bring up Tyler Hardman. Well, Tyler was a 272 bat entering action. That's fallen off a little bit after an 0-for-2 effort to this point in the ballgame tonight. First pitch from Drabick. Fastball runs high and wide. Ball 1. So Brewster trying to hang on for their 16th win of the summer. They would improve to 16, 19, and 1. For Hyannis, 7-28 and 1. It's been a rough summer as Hardman swings and drills this one to deep left center. Back at the wall is Haber, and it's gone. Tyler Hardman drops the hammer. Another home run for the Brewster Whitecaps, make it 3 on the night. Another solo blast. This time it's Tyler Hardman picking up RBIs. Number 16 on the summer, his 8th long ball. As he crosses the plate and exchanges a fist bump with Mason Dodd, Tyler Drabick gives up a blast to left center. So there it is, the long ball once again, the name of the game. Brewster Whitecaps putting them up in bunches. New hitter Mason Dodd steps in, cuts and misses through an off-speed delivery down and away. But that ball was absolutely torched from Tyler Hardman out of here in a hurry. Over the wall at McKeon Park. It's 394 to dead center. He hit it about 20 feet to the left. Fastball misses outside from Drabick. 85 on the gun. Count evens 1-1. Haber and McIntyre both gave it a look, but absolutely no chance. That went into the second row of trees here at McKeon Park. 1-1 fastball gets through the wickets of Goodman to the backstop. 2-1. Mason Dodd trying to change around an 0-for-2 night for himself. DH tonight, batting out of the number 7 spot in the lineup for these visiting Brewster Whitecaps. A 189 clip for him. Just 1 home run and 4 RBIs. 2-1. Another off-speed delivery off the outer edge of the plate. 3 balls and a strike. But the way this night has been going offensively for Brewster, you never know who's going to strike for a long ball in this game. Tyler Hardman has one. Gage Workman has one. And Jesse Franklin has one. Big swing and a miss there from Don to even make the count 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count with 2 away. Nobody aboard. Hyannis infield playing back behind Draven. Don trying to extend the inning for Cam Locklear, who waits on deck. Payoff pitch on the ground right side. Fair goes to a knee, backhanded stop. He'll race to the bag himself to beat Dodd there in time for out number 3. But Tyler Hardman cracks his 8th home run of the season over the wall in left center. Another run put up on the board, 3 straight frames. Brewster has crossed the plate. They make it 6-0 here from McKeon Park. Hyannis to the dish when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Four, 5, and 6 in the Hyannis order due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 the score. The visiting Brewster Whitecaps have taken hold of Hyannis in this ball game from McKeon Park. Fair steps in for the 3rd time, seeing the reliever Daniel Harper for the 1st time around. Breaking ball dropped in, good for a strike, 0-1 to start the inning. And Brewster has lived and died by the home run tonight. They are certainly living large. 0-1 pitch to Fair, chop foul as it trickles off to the right toward the Brewster dugout. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Whitecaps. No runs on 6 hits for Hyannis. Ian Fair does have one of the 6 on the board. He's 1 for 2. Bounced out to shortstop in his first plate appearance and then singled most recently back in the 4th. 0-2. Fastball outside. Harper trying to get Fair to go after it. Couldn't entice the Northeastern products. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Jared DeSantelo and Trevor Hopper set to follow Ian in the inning. Hopper the only member of those 3 not to reach base. 1-2. Breaking ball downstairs. Couldn't get Fair to go out of the zone again. Takes a step out. Half a practice swing before getting back in. So from 0-2 to 2-2. Fair back in, bat above his right shoulder as Harper comes set. He's got a sign, lifts the leg and fires. Fair sends one into the alley in right center. That's going to get down and roll to the wall. Tyler Gentry racing after it, scoops it up on the track with Fair trotting into second base. He's got himself his 2nd hit of the night and a leadoff double to start off the 6th inning. Now Ian Fair, how about it? Another extra base hit. Trying to get Hyannis a little bit closer to chip away at this 6-0 disadvantage. Jared DeSantelo stepping in. He'll take his cuts from the left side against Daniel Harper. 3rd time DeSantelo coming to the plate. Hyannis has put up 7 hits. They've tied Brewster in the hit column. Still behind on the scoreboard. But Ian Fair starting off the inning on the right foot. Daniel Harper gets a sign from Albrecht and comes set. Gives a double take toward Fair at second. Now comes home. First pitch to DeSantelo. Fastball runs wide outside. Lights are on here from McKeon Park. Ground is thinned out a little bit. It was a packed house here on Christmas in July. Annual festivity the Harbor Hawks put on each and every year here from McKeon Park. 1-0 from Harper. Fastball outside. Good eye from DeSangelo to lay off. Harper tried to paint the outside corner. So the hard-throwing Kentucky right-hander came on in relief of Stevie Emanuels. The starter right-hander from UW. Went 4 1/3 in the game, 6 hits, 1 walk, struck out 2. His Brewster Whitecap teammates gave him a big cushion to sit on. Harper comes home. DeSangelo sends one on the ground towards second base. Locklear to his right, fires to first in time to get DeSangelo. But a productive out at that as Ian Fair scampers over to third base. A 4-3 put out for DeSangelo, making a 1-for-3 evening. Going to bring in Trevor Hopper for his third cuts. Now Hopper trying to change around an 0-for-2 night. Came into the evening a 283 hitter. As of late, he's been seeing the ball very, very well. Of course, Hopper tied for second on the Cape behind Jamal O'Gwen in walks. Taking his counts from the left side. First pitch, fastball, good at the knees for a strike, 0-1. And Ian Fair just 90 feet away from getting Hyannis on the board. Hopper a spot to pick up his 12th RBI of the summer. Hopper pinwheels the bat toward Harper as he comes set. Look to third, now fires home. Breaking ball outside. Brewster has struck for a run in each of the last 3 frames. 4 runs in the 4th. Of course, aided by that 3-run shot from Gage Workman. A run in the 5th and a run in the top of the 6th. Hyannis trying to answer back. They're knocking at the door. 1-1 breaking ball misses down and away. Hopper came up in a bases loaded situation earlier in the game. Of course, the starter Stevie Emanuels is able to wiggle out of that. But the 1 home run Hopper has had on the season was a grand slam at Gov Fuller Field against the Falmouth Commodores. 2-1. Fastball right down Broadway in for a strike. 2-2 to the left-handed hitting Sun Devil. Of course, Hopper 0-for-2, but he's had a hit or a walk in each of his last 4 games. Hopper trying to test his patience. The 2-2. Fastball in there, strike 3 called. He got him looking on the outside corner. Hopper gives a look back toward Jim Francesa, asking if that's as far as the strike zone expands. He nods his head in reassurance. Hopper goes down. He's a strikeout victim. Second one that Daniel Harper's been able to rack up. That'll bring in Lucas Dunn with 2 away. Daniel Harper looking to avoid some Hyannis trouble. A miniature threat with Ian Fair taking a short lead off of the bag at third. Right-hander fires, swing and a miss from Dunn on the first pitch of the at-bat. Waits through a hard fastball. Well, it's got some late life. Only came in at 85 on the gun, but it had some late giddy up to it. Dunn was a bit behind it. The Louisville Cardinal 0-for-2 as he stands in from the right side, bat above his shoulder. 0-1. Blooper into short center field. That's going to fall, a base hit. Ian Fair trots home, no problem. Lucas Dunn picks up RBI number 3 of the summer, his first hit of the evening off the Brewster Whitecaps. And welcome back, Lucas, to McKeon Park. Notches an RBI up on the board. That'll bring in Jackson Olsen with 1 on, 2 down.
The next batter for Hyannis, the third baseman for Harper, number 9, Jackson Olsen.
So Lucas Dunn, fresh off a return from Team USA just a couple of weeks ago. Back in the lineup for the second day in a row and punches one through to center field, drops in a base hit and picks up an RBI. Ian Fair scores from third base. First run of the night put up by the Harbor Hawks. 6-1 the score here from McKeon. Jackson Olsen digs in, already 1 for 2. Looks at a fastball in for a strike from Harper. Mitch McIntyre smacks the weight off the handle of the bat, hoping to get a chance here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 down. Brewster infield back, a short lead for the runner at first. Delayed steal from Dunn, he takes off. Auerbach loses the ball behind the plate, no throw to second. So Dunn scurries up into scoring position, he reaches safely. Olsen takes a quick step out, stares down Harper atop the rubber. He's got a count of a ball and a strike with 2 away. Harper a long pause, set up the belt, kicks and fires. Fastball runs outside, 2-1. So once again, Brewster leads the season series 3-0. They took 2 games on June the 16th, a doubleheader at Stony Brook Field. First game by a score of 11-5, second 12-4. They came here to McKeon Park the following night on June the 17th and took one 3-0. So Hyannis in search of their first win, but they got some work to do against the Whitecaps here. Olsen swings, puts one on the ground to second. Locklear to his left, fields it on a hop. Short throw to first in time to retire the side. But damage has been done. Lucas Dunn puts one into center field to score Ian Fair from third base, and he gets Hyannis on the board. Couple of hits in the inning, but no more than that. Brewster coming back to the plate in the top of the seventh when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tyler Drabick back to the mound for inning number 2 in relief for the Hyannis Harborhawks tonight. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Brewster Whitecaps lineup. Cam Locklear, Duke Ellis, and Brett Auerbach set to go for the road Whitecaps. Drabick gave up a long ball in the last inning to Tyler Hardman. Number 8 on the summer for him. Drabick fires in a breaking ball, a called strike on the outside corner. Locklear on the night, 0 for 2. Was the third strikeout victim of starter Cole Pleka. Also skied one to left field to Trevor Haberback in the fourth. Big swing and a miss. Almost came out of his shoes on that one. No balls and 2 strikes to Locklear. A very small sample size for the second baseman. Only had 5 at-bats. Came in 1 for 3. Getting the start here on the road at McKeon Park. As Drabick winds and fires 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goodman gets it on the pick, fires it down to third base. Second punch out of the game for Locklear. And the third for Tyler Drabick. I'll bring in Duke Ellis. And this game whizzing by like the blink of an eye. 7:47 p.m. Eastern time. This game got underway at 6:02. We're already in the top of the 7th inning. Duke Ellis roped a double in his first plate appearance in the 3rd. Bounced out to second base in the 5th inning. First pitch downstairs, a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Cole Pleka went 5 innings in this ball game. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. No walks, 3 Ks. Swing and a miss from Ellis. Went after a fastball out of the zone. Evens the count at 1-1. And for Hyannis, it's no secret the pitching has been their Achilles heel this summer. Just about bottom of the cellar in every category you can think of. Drabick's 1-1. Off speed, sweeps across the plate, catching the inside corner, 1-2. And for Brewster, we talk about the offense and how they flex their muscles tonight with 3 home runs. The pitching has been solid. Not great, but solid and good enough to keep Brewster in the playoff hunt in the East Division. Fastball jackknives the hitter Ellis off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Tyler Drabick trying to avoid any more trouble here in the top of the 7th inning. No action down the left field line in the Hyannis pen. That can't be said down the right field line for Brewster. They got some action going. Ellis swings and sends one in the air to fairly deep left field. Hopper ranging back toward the track. He'll make the catch on the back pedal, 2 down. So Duke Ellis makes it a 1 for 3 night. Got one off the end of the bat that time. Sun Devil Hopper, no problem to retreat back and make the grab. That'll bring up Brett Auerbach. Auerbach stands in, representing the top of the order for Brewster tonight. 0 for 3 at the top of the order. Was a .278 hitter with 2 long balls and 8 RBIs entering the ball game tonight. 3 flyouts on the ledger as Drabick winds and fires from the windup. First pitch off speed, just outside. Drabick on a 1-0 count into his motion, fires home. Fastball chopped at the plate, trickles back slightly to the left off the brick wall. Ball and a strike. Auerbach steps out and adjusts the gloves. For Drabick now with that home run given up to Tyler Hardman. There's a lot of run in every appearance he's made. Just 1 in 4 of his 5 appearances entering tonight. He allowed 2 July the 5th against the Katuah Cavaliers. And just 1 so far in his relief appearance tonight. 1-1. Breaking ball. Auerbach thought about going around. Was able to hold up 2-1 the count. So for Brewster, trying to take it to Hyannis and go for the season sweep 4-0. Drabick brings the right foot behind the left, now fires home. Breaking ball right down Main Street for a strike to pull the count even 2-2. Auerbach trying to extend the inning for the time being. Jesse Franklin, who also has a home run tonight, awaits on deck. 2-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. Drop third strike, Goodman back behind the plate to get it. Soft throw to fair down the line to first in time to complete the strikeout. Make that 4 for Tyler Drabick out of the pen. He goes 1, 2, 3 in the 7th, shutting down the Whitecaps accordingly. Hyannis back to the plate. They trail it by 5. Whitecaps 6, Harborhawks 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
To the Harborhawk half of the 7th we go from McKeon Park. Hyannis trails 6-1 over the visiting Brewster Whitecaps. And with Mitch McIntyre coming to the plate, Jamie Shevchik and Brewster is going to bring in a new arm. It's the lefty Seth Lonsway from Ohio State. Lefty stands at 6 foot 395 pounds as he rocks and deals the first pitch to the lefty McIntyre. Fastball called for a strike. Seth Lonsway making appearance number 6 here in 2019 for the Whitecaps. He's thrown 8 innings, 6 strikeouts, 9 walks as he drops in a breaking ball at the top of the zone. It's 0-2. So McIntyre's watched that one go by. His night so far has consisted of a ground out to second and a swinging strikeout. Lonsway now kicks the leg, the 0-2 fastball. That misses high. Lonsway has worked multi-inning outings, 3 of his 5 times out thus far. But his latter 2, July the 12th at Wareham, July the 16th versus Chatham, 1 or less. Pitch to McIntyre, fastball inside. Count runs to 2-2. So Lonsway's only thrown 8 innings here for Brewster, but there's a good reason for it. He was heavily used at Ohio State in 2019. 2-2. Fastball high. Sails over the mitt of the catcher Auerbach. Count runs to 3-2. Lonsway threw 92 in a third innings in his school season. A really strong 2019 campaign. 3.70 ERA in 17 games started. He has not gotten the start here on Cape Cod yet, and that's likely due to an innings limit. It's 3-2 to McIntyre, swing and a miss. The BYU product strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the seventh. And Seth Lonsway records strikeout number 1 on his evening. So 1 down, Jordan Westberg will come to the plate for the Harbor Hawks. Westberg's 1 for 2 today with a walk. He doubled back in his last at bat down the left field line. Westberg hitting .338 on the summer. Pitch from the lefty Lonsway. This is down low. Oh, late. It's called strike from the home plate umpire, Jim Francesa. So it looked like the ball missed below the knees, but a delayed strike 1 call has it 0-1 to Westberg. Lonsway only allowed 3 home runs in his school season. The pitch comes into Westberg, sails it high over the glove of Auerbach again. 1 ball, 1 strike. He certainly has the ability to miss bats. Seth struck out 126 batters in those 92 and a third innings. As he's ready, the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Westberg. Missing over the top of a breaking ball. It's 1-2. Because of the sustained success for Lonsway, it garnered him second-team freshman All-American honors by multiple outlets. Collegiate baseball as well as Baseball America. The 1-2. Inside. Off-speed runs in front of the dirt. Count evens at 2 balls, strikes. He's also named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team. 1 time named the National Pitcher of the Week, according to the National Collegiate Baseball Association. So he's got an impressive resume for a guy who redshirted his first year at Ohio State. Now the 2-2. Fastball up and away. So Lonsway has finished 2 years of school. Only 1 of baseball. But Westberg, meanwhile, looking to reach base for the 3rd time tonight. 6-1 the score in the 7th. And the pitch, breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 3. That ball table-topped onto the bottom of the zone from Lonsway. It freezes Westberg, who's down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. And the lefties made it back-to-back Ks to begin the bottom of the 7th. So he's looking really sharp early. That'll bring up Rigsby Mosley. Rigsby 0 for 3 today. Watches a fastball hit the outside corner, 0-1. Lonsway working quickly up on the mound. Now ready, the 0-1. Fastball at the bottom of the zone, 0-2. Lonsway, a returner to Brewster, threw 5 innings for the Whitecaps last summer. And the pitch, fouled straight back. Made just 2 appearances out of the bullpen back in 2018. Gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits in those 5 innings pitched. The lefty rocks and delivers the next offering. Breaking ball misses just off the plate away. It's 1-2. Most of his summer back in 2018 was spent in the Prospect League, Champion City Kings. 1-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3. How about Seth Lonsway? The lefty comes into the game and strikes out the Harbor Hawks in order. 1-2-3 goes Hyannis in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Lonsway with a trio of strikeouts in the bottom of the frame. We'll go to the 8th. It's Brewster 6, Hyannis 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the 8th here from McKeon Park in Hyannis. Brewster leading 6-1 as they've traveled out west to take on the Harbor Hawks for the final time this season. And with Jesse Franklin, the lefty, stepping to the plate, it'll be a lefty on the mound relieving Tyler Drabick. David Moore from the University of Pittsburgh. Set on the mound as the lefty works from the windup third base side of the rubber. Pitch to Franklin. Good breaking ball that drops into the zone. 0-1. That'll end the night of Tyler Drabick. He went 2 innings, gave up 1 run, 1 hit, no walks, struck out 4. As Moore's ready, delivers the next pitch. Tapped foul by Franklin just to the right of home plate. So Drabick was pretty good outside of really 1 pitch, where he gave up a solo home run to the Cape Cod League 2019 Home Run Derby champion Tyler Hardman. Hardman punched his 8th home run of the summer back in the 6th inning. As Moore's ready, the 0-2. Check swing by Franklin and a breaking ball in the dirt. Appeal to third base, does not go around. Moore making appearance number 4. 4 1/3 innings pitched so far. 9 walks, 6 strikeouts. So he struggled with command at times. That was also an issue through spots of his school season. The 1-2. Fastball up high. His last outing was one he's looking to flush and come back from here tonight. Moore went an inning and 2/3 against Catuit a week ago. 5 earned runs on 2 hits in an inning and 2/3. The 2-2. Slap foul the other way back toward the Hyannis dugout as Franklin just spoils it to stay alive. The Achilles heel for Moore in that one was certainly the walks allowed. He allowed 5 walks back in that outing against Catuit. The lefty working from the windup gets the sign from Goodman. 2-2. Taps foul behind the plate again from Franklin. So Jesse Franklin, who's already got one of the 3 Brewster home runs today, certainly putting together a healthy at-bat in plate appearance number 4. He's 2 for 3. Along with that home run, he also singled and scored on the Gage, or rather, watched the Gage Workman home run from the dugout after coming home just a minute before to score on a TJ Collette RBI single. Pitch for Moore misses down. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody away. Brewster leading by 5 here in the top of the 8th inning. Hyannis has out-hit him 8-7. But Brewster, with those 3 home runs, have certainly capitalized with runners on base. The wind in the 3-2. Fly ball lifted into short left field foul ground. Olsen ranging back, and he makes the grab on the run, lifting his glove up over his head to make the play. So Franklin retired for the 2nd time tonight. He's now 2 for 4. That'll bring up Tyler Gentry. So for David Moore, the lefty from Pitt, stands at 5'10", 175 pounds. He had a 6.75 ERA in his 2019 campaign with the Panthers. As he's ready to face the Bama Crimson Tide, Tyler Gentry. Pitch, breaking ball low. And again for Moore, certainly looking to work on command. 27 walks in 22 and 2/3 innings pitched at Pitt. As he raises the arms over, comes home. Fly ball lifted deep left field. Hover backtracking, still going, looks up, it's gone. Tyler Gentry, home run number 2 on the summer and the 4th of the day for the Brewster Whitecaps. He sends one out over the left center field fence into the trees, and it makes it 7-1 Brewster in the top of the 8th. Gentry steps on the plate, exchanges a helmet tap with TJ Collette, a big leaping high five with Gage Workman. And Brewster is up by 6 here at McKeon Park. It is an absolute nuke fest here from McKeon Park. Brewster has been spraying balls in and out of the yard. Collette, the new hitter, watches a breaking ball down. So 4 bombs for the Whitecaps today. 1 from Franklin, 1 from Gentry, 1 from Workman, and 1 from Tyler Hardman. The pitch from Moore, breaking ball, drops onto the bottom of the zone, 1-1. So the 2-hitter, 3-hitter, as well as the 5 and 6 hitters have all gone deep tonight. Collette, the man at the plate, yet to do so, although he's got 8 home runs on the summer. The 1-1, breaking ball down in the dirt, 2 balls, 1 strike to the Kentucky Wildcat. Now, because Tyler Hardman went deep earlier in the ballgame, Him and Collette are now tied for second in the league in home runs. Moore, the lefty, ready. Pitch to the lefty, Collette. Chopped foul to the right side. Nico Cavada still leads with 9. He's had himself quite the summer for Steve Englert's squad and the Harwich Mariners. But right behind him, a pair of Brewster Whitecaps sitting with 8. TJ Collette with 8. Tyler Hardman with 8. And now the 2-2 from David Moore. Fly ball into shallow right center field. Patrolling under it, Mitch McIntyre moving to his left, and he makes the grab. So 2 away. That'll bring up Gage Workman, switch hitting Arizona State Sun Devil, who's hit from the left side his first 3 times to the plate. Now he's going to move to the right. So Workman certainly has the ability to hit and hit well from both sides. This will be his first trip to the right side of the box tonight. Moore still working from the windup. Lifts the hands over the head, fires home, and it's a ball that taps Workman on the back ankle. He draws a hit-by pitch on the first delivery from Moore. So he steps into the right-handed box, but if you blinked, you would have missed it. Workman's down at first base, 2 away. It'll bring up Tyler Hardman. So Brewster, whose storyline of the day, no question, is the long ball. 4 so far. And it's only fitting for a team that came into today's play ranked second in the league in home runs. 30 entering the game. Now you can notch it up to 34. Hardman, the hitter, responsible for 8 of them. The pitch from Moore. Fastball inside. Hardman just watches it down as Goodman scampers to his left and now throws back to David Moore to keep it in front of him. So 34 home runs for the Whitecaps. The dynamic duo of TJ Collette and Tyler Hardman responsible for just under half of them. Moore working out of the stretch. The lefty delivers to the righty Hardman, who watches a breaking ball clip the outside corner. Now, Katuitt led in home runs entering today's play. They had 33 long balls. And they're currently in the midst of play going up against the Wareham Gatemen. Moore checks the runner at first base, Workman. Fires home to Hardman. Breaking ball at the bottom of the zone, called strike 2. And nobody nobody looking to get out of this inning more than David Moore. He's given up the leadoff home run and also walked Workman. Now delivers the 1-2 to Hardman. Line drive foul down the right field line. So Katuitt and Wareham, 5-1 the score in that contest. And that's a West Division showdown that could have some major impacts on the seeding at the top of the West Division. Moore the 1-2 as he's checking on Workman, now fires home. Hardman swings and lines one down the right field line. Mosley coming over to his left. He can't make the play as it drops in front of him. Going from first to third without a throw, Gage Workman. He stands up at third base. And Tyler Hardman picks up a 2-out single here in the top of the 8th inning. It's his second hit of the night, second in as many at-bats, and it puts runners on the corners for Mason Dodd. So David Moore gave up the solo blast to Tyler Gentry, and now he's worked himself into further trouble here in the 8th. Lefty-lefty matchup with Dodd digging in. Goodman sets up outside as Moore fires home. It's a fastball at the top of the zone called strike 1. So Moore, a guy who flashes a fastball breaking ball combo. His heater will usually sit from the mid to high 80s. But that breaking ball has some good bite to it for sure. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Dodd, and the count runs to 0-2. The Belmont Abbey product falls way behind in the at-bat against Moore. 7-1 the score in the top of the 8th. Brewster scored 4 back in the 4th inning. 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 so far here in this frame. 0-2. Breaking ball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Brewster leads the season series 3-0. 11-5 win in game 1 of a doubleheader. 12-4 win in the latter game of that doubleheader. Those both at Stony Brook Field. And then won 3-0 in game 3. 1-2 from Moore. Called strike 3, got him looking. Mason Dodge strikes out for the second time tonight as David Moore escapes a first and third jam to end the top of the 8th. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. Tyler Gentry punches his second home run of the summer to make it 7-1 Whitecaps through 7.5 frames. We'll go to the 8th, the bottom of the 8th, when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the bottom of the 8th we go from McKeon Park, with Hyannis sending up Hunter Goodman, Ian Fair, and Jared DeSantillo to the plate in the frame. Jamie Shevchik opts to go to arm number 4 in the game, number 3 out of the bullpen. So it'll be the righty Chance Huff from the national champion Vanderbilt Commodores. Huff, a lengthy right-hander, sits on top of the rubber as he sets against the righty Goodman. Shakes his head, gets the hour back, rocks and fires home. Goodman swings and lines one foul down the left field line. So Chance Huff making his 3rd appearance of the summer. He's thrown 3 innings, but it's been a forgetful 3. The righty nods, puts the arms up over the head. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Goodman. In 3 innings so far for Huff over the course of 2 appearances, he's given up 9 earned runs, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 8 hits. Now the 0-2. Fastball low and away. Auerbach backhands it just inside the left-handed batter's box. So it's 1-2 to Goodman with Ian Fair waiting on deck. Huff, the right-hander, gets the sign, now comes home. Ground ball over to the shortstop Workman. Charges in, gloves, fires to first on the run in time. Goodman retired for the 2nd time tonight. He's now 2 for 4, and it'll bring up Ian Fair with 1 away. Fair's got a pair of hits today. Single in the 4th, double in the 6th, as he would later score on the Lucas Dunn RBI single. He's been one of the best bats in the Hyannis lineup ever since being brought back for his 2nd stint. Pitch from Huff, fastball down. Fair comes into the at-bat hitting .410 on the summer. Huff ready, now the 1-0. Down low, 2 balls, no strikes to the Northeastern first baseman Fair. Ian's got hits in 10 of his last 11 games. And now you can make it 11 of 12 if you count tonight. He had a 9-game hitting streak that was snapped a couple nights ago. But throw that away and he's picked right back up where he left off. 2-0 from Huff. Fastball dots the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Brewster with 9 hits tonight, Hyannis with 8. Fair responsible for 2 of them. Infield back, it's 7-1 Whitecaps in the 8th inning. Pitch to Fair, swing and a miss. Some action looming down the left field line in the bullpen. It's Kyle Witten, the righty from Virginia, starting to get loose. So there's still a sparse crowd on hand. The lower bowl of fans still decently packed as Huff gets the sign, now the 2-2 offering. Spiked in the dirt, 3-2. Sunset almost all the way here from McKeon Park. Nightfall among us as Fair's outside of the right of the box with Huff up on top of the mound. Just licking 2 fingers to his tongue, now puts it to the bill of his cap. He raises the arms quickly and comes set from the windup. Full count to Fair. Swung on and tapped foul in and out of the glove of the catcher, Auerbach. So once again, the 4th and final matchup between these 2 teams. Feels like an eternity since they've played. Last time these 2 squared off, June the 17th here from McKeon Park. So well over a month's time since the last matchup. 3-2. Ground ball left side. Workman charges in. It gets under his glove on the backhand and skips into left field. Ian Fair aboard for the 3rd time tonight. He reaches via the E6 as he's on at first base for Jared DeSantolo. So DeSantolo walks into the left side of the box. He'll kick some dirt at the back of the box. Chance Huff, again, who's making his 3rd appearance, looking to have his strongest one to date. The first 2 have not been memorable. Inning and 2/3 his last time out against Chatham, giving up 5 earned runs on 6 hits. And an inning and a third his first time at Eldridge Park in Orleans, where he gave up 4 earned runs on 2 hits. He works to the stretch for the first time tonight. And the pitch to DeSantolo. Fastball called strike 1, coming in at 87 miles an hour. So the Whitecaps sitting with 31 points on the summer. They're looking up at the Harwich Mariners, who trail by 1 to the Whitey Red Sox as we currently speak. Huff sets at the belt. Now the 0-1. Off speed misses away. That game in the top of the 7th from White House Field. Other scores around the league. Chatham up 6-2 on Bourne out at Doran Park. The Commodores up 2-0 at Eldridge Park against Orleans. 1-1. Fair, a short lead being held on by the first baseman, Collette. A stretch and the 1-1. Popped foul up and out of play. 7-1 the score here from McKeon Park. Pretty quiet night. No wind blowing. The American flag sitting dead still out in right center field. DeSantolo already with a hit today. 1 in 3 tries as he had a single back in the 4th. Righty Huff comes set. Slide steps the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the night for the righty Chance Huff as DeSantolo goes down on strikes for the 2nd out. That'll bring up Trevor Hauver with 2 away. That DeSantolo single back in the 4th was part of a bases loaded 4th inning for Hyannis, although nobody able to be brought across as they stranded the bases loaded. They had 3 straight singles to start the inning. Goodman, Fair, and DeSantolo all reaching base safely. But a short fly out to left from Hauver, strikeout from Dunn, a ground out from Olson washed away the opportunity. First pitch, swinging a tap foul behind home plate into the glove of the catcher, Auerbach. It's 0-1. So Trevor looking for his first hit tonight. He's grounded out to first, flew out to left, and he also struck out looking. Gage Workman, the shortstop, shaded a bit towards second base. Much more the same of the second baseman Locklear, although a little bit less so. Just to the right of his usual positioning. 0-1 to the lefty, Hauver. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. It's 0-2. Trevor adjusts his left batting glove as he walks outside the box for just a second, kicks the bat to the back of his cleat, and digs back in. Lucas Dunn awaits on deck if we get there. But Chance Huff looking for his first scoreless inning on Cape Cod. Righty comes set. And now the 0-2. Down low at 81 miles an hour. Change speeds, bringing in a changeup, but couldn't spot it up as it's 1-2. So Hoffer taps the plate twice, looking to extend the inning and pick up his first hit of the day. 7-1 the score here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. Hoffer punches out to end the bottom of the 8th, and Hyannis puts up no runs on no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. We'll go to the 9th. It's Brewster 7, Hyannis 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the 9th we go from McKeon Park, as Cameron Locklear, the Liberty's second baseman, comes to the plate with Brewster leading 7-1. Chad Gassman opts to go to the bullpen, bringing his 4th arm of the day, 3rd from the bullpen. It'll be the righty Kyle Witten, set to face the 8-9-1 of the Whitecaps lineup. Righty works from the windup. First pitch, fastball low. So Kyle Witten, the right-handed Cavalier, stands at 6'3", 185 pounds, making appearance number 10 of the summer. The 1-0. Breaking ball, that stays up high and misses away. 0-2 record for Witten. He's given up 20 hits, 8 strikeouts on 11 walks over the course of those 9 appearances, with an ERA just over 13. Pitch, fly ball, out to right field. Mosley drifting back a little bit to his right, and he makes the grab. So Locklear gave it a decent ride the other way, but Mosley was playing fairly deep to begin with, as he had no trouble making that play for the first out. So Duke Ellis coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with that second or third inning double. On the Brewster side of the pitching staff, they've had some nice work in relief duty, as Witten comes set from the first base side, delivers the pitch to the lefty Duke Ellis. It's a called strike. Stevie Emanuels went 4 1/3 scoreless tonight. Daniel Harper gave up the 1 run, the first man out of relief after going an inning and 2/3. So Witten's ready. The 0-1. Fastball, called strike on the inside corner. Seth Lonsway came in and was absolutely marvelous. Inning pitched, faced just 3 batters, struck out all of them. Then Chance Huff threw a scoreless inning in the bottom of the 8th. Hyannis has their fourth arm into the game. 0-2. Fly ball out of play down the left field line. David Moore's night ends, the lefty from Pitt, after going 1 inning. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 1. He did hit Gage Workman, however, as he plunked him on the back ankle. Infield back with nobody on, 1 down. Lucas Dunn playing in short right center field. 0-2. Breaking ball buried in the dirt out in front of home plate. Now, Witten had a tough outing his last time around against Katuitt. Gave up the 4 earned runs on 3 hits and 1 inning pitched. But his 2 appearances before that were really, really solid. The righty's ready with the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. Westberg to his left. Can't glove it as it trickles into center field. Gets just under his glove on a tough play. Now thinking to Duke Ellis, and nobody covering second base, and he gets in standing up. So Duke Ellis with a 1-out single in the 9th, and he's going to take second base on a defensive indifference. Westberg was moving to his left, couldn't make the play as it skipped into center field. Lucas Dunn ranged behind him, and as a result, both of them forgot to get back to second base and cover.
Well, that right there is just a bit unlucky. It's right place, right time for Duke Ellis. A good heads-up base running play by him. Seeing that the defensive indifference was there, nobody was covering the bag at second. Why not take it?
Well, it's technically going to be ruled a double on the official scorebook. So Ellis with a double up the middle, you could say. He took that second base after nobody was covering on the middle infield. Now Brett Auerbach, the hitter. 1 on, 1 away. Witten works from the stretch, fires home. Fastball catches the outside corner, 0-1. Or rather, there's going to be a pinch hitter to the plate. It'll be Justin Vogt, the catcher from Maryland. So Auerbach's night will end after going 0 for 4. So Vogt will likely take over the catching duties behind the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Auerbach, the catcher from Alabama, hitless tonight. As Witten gives a look at the runner at second, that's Duke Ellis. Now fires home. Fastball away. So here's something nobody's been able to say in a while. For the second straight game, Brett Auerbach was held hitless. 0 for 4 tonight against Hyannis. He was hitless against Katuitt in their last game 2 nights ago. Witten puts the glove at the belt, now comes home with the 1-1. Misses high and away. So Justin Vogt on the comes into the at-bat. He's hitting just 185. He's got 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. But it's been an up and down summer for him. 2-1 from Witten. Breaking ball in the dirt, chested up by Goodman. No advancement from Duke Ellis at second base. So the last time Brett Auerbach went hitless in 2 straight games, one would have to date all the way back to June 23rd at Katuitt, where he went 0 for 2, still scored a run. And then against Wareham, June the 26th, where he went 0 for 3. So it's been just about a month's time. 3-1. Ground ball left side foul. And between these 2 ball clubs, there's been a decent amount of hitting streaks snapped lately. Auerbach had his 15-game hitting streak snapped against Katuitt. Ian Westberg had his 9-game hitting streak ended just a couple nights ago. And then Jordan Westberg had his 7-game hitting streak ended yesterday at Bourne. 3-2 with 1 out, 7-1 the score. Witten checks the runner at second a couple times. Now he's going to step off. But quite the summer for Brett Auerbach. Over a third of the season, he had that hitting streak going. Now the payoff pitch, down low, ball 4. Justin Vogt comes into the game and works a 1-out walk with a full count. Puts runners on first and second for Jesse Franklin with just 1 down. Franklin's 2 for 4. Scored twice, once on the single, once under his own power from that solo blast to right. Witten putting runners on first and second. Looking for a ground ball to induce a double play and get out of the inning. Righty comes set. Delivers home. Fastball inside, gets away from the catcher, Goodman. Each runner's going to advance 90 feet. Ellis moves down to third. Vogt trots up to second. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position for Jesse Franklin. Time's going to be called as pitching coach Ray Korn's going to work his way out to the mound. So Franklin's going to walk back over toward the on-deck circle and wait till the end of this meeting. But again, a few hitting streaks have been snapped between these 2 teams. Of course, it can't last forever for Brett Auerbach. Still mighty impressive what he did. 15-game hitting streak, again, over a third of the season. 16 games if you want to include the All-Star game, where he went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, hence why he was named the MVP of the game for the East Division. He shared that with Gage Workman, who had a couple of extra base hits in the game. But in a league that's certainly a pitcher's friendly league, putting together hitting streaks is not easy. 15 from Auerbach, the longest on the Cape this summer. And for Hyannis fans, they can date back to last year when Cape League MVP Matthew Barefoot put together a 22-game hitting streak. As plays put back in, Hyannis brings their infield in. 1 out, 2 on, both in scoring position. Pitch to Franklin. Fastball gets away from Goodman, but no advancement from the runner as it hops right back to him, hitting hard off the backstop. So Hyannis and Kyle Witten catch a break there. 8th run of the day, kept off the board for now. Witten will move back to the mound as he steps back on top of the rubber. Franklin working his way back into the left side of the box. But for Matthew Barefoot in 2018, along with being named the Cape League MVP, he put together that 22-game hitting streak. And that was the longest of any decade. The 2-0. Fastball down, gets away from Goodman again. Now the runner Ellis coming home. Goodman no throw to the plate and stepping on the dish safely. Duke Ellis for the 8th run of the day. Moving up to third on the play will be Justin Vogt. And the Whitecaps have made it 8-1 here in the 9th. So a couple of wild pitches from Witten in the inning. He hasn't quite had the command he's looking for so far. He's got a 3-0 count to the hitter Jesse Franklin. Now the righty rocks and deals the 3-0, swing and a miss. Franklin had the green light on a 3-0 offering. He went after it, but just couldn't get anything of it. But that's why that hitting streak for Barefoot last summer was such a rarity. As Witten's ready with the 3-1 offering, Franklin swings and fists it in the air to the left side. Olsen ranges into foul territory, makes the grab. 2 down. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Tyler Gentry, one of 4 Brewster players to homer today. But again, it's just something that Hyannis fans could marvel at last summer, too, in terms of that hitting streak. It almost seemed impossible to get the guy out. If you want to dig even further than that, Barefoot's on-base streak went over 30 games for the summer. So Witten's ready. The windup in the first pitch. Off speed, called a strike on the outside corner. That's not to take anything away from Brett Auerbach, a guy who has certainly had quite the phenomenal second half of the summer. Witten, the righty, gets the sign and comes home. Weak wave and a miss from the hitter Gentry. It's 0-2. So 8-1 the score. Runner on third with the infield back. The righty Witten set to go, delivers to the righty Gentry. Fastball high and outside. And Auerbach certainly raised his average a decent amount through the course of that hitting streak. He was all the way up at 288 before it ended. 1-2. Breaking ball way outside. Goodman backhands it in the left side of the batter's box. Count will even to 2-2. So Kyle Witten, who threw an inning and 2/3 scoreless at Bourne 16 days ago, looking to get out of the inning here. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Gentry strikes out for the final out of the 9th. And Brewster puts together 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for Hyannis coming up. It's Brewster 8, Harbor Hawks 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom third of the Hyannis order coming to the plate as the bottom of the ninth is set to get underway from McKeon Park. Chance Huff, the Vanderbilt righty, back on the mound with the Harbor Hawks trailing 8-1, entering the final frame. Lucas Dunn, who's 1 for 3 today, comes to the plate. As Huff, the righty, puts the arms over the head, comes home. Dunn fists it in the air to short right field. Going back to first baseman Colette. Locklear, now the second baseman, coming over and makes the grab underhand. So a nice play by the second baseman, Cameron Locklear, who had the better angle going toward it as he moved back and a bit to his left. Cut off Colette and called him off and made the play on the run, just reaching that glove down to make the catch underhand. 1 pitch, 1 out. This has easily been the best outing of Huff's summer so far. He'll now face the lefty Jackson Olsen, who's 1 for 3. Huff gets the sign, fires home. Fastball up high. So Brewster's core of the damage came in the 4th inning, but they've spotted up some tallies later in the game as well. 1-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 4 in the 4th inning, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th. Hyannis had their 1 run back in the 6th. As the 2-0 comes into the lefty, Olsen. It's down low, ball 3. Lucas Dunn, who again is somewhat fresh off an appearance with Team USA, laced a single to center field, bringing home Ian Fair on the play. It's 3-0 to Olsen. As Huff's ready, comes home. Fastball up high, ball 4. So Jackson Olsen works a 1-out walk. He's aboard for the 2nd time tonight. And now it'll be pinch hitter Bryce Teodosio coming in for Mitch McIntyre. So Bryce has certainly got a lot of pinch hit opportunities late in the game as of recent memory. And he's going to get another one right here. Right-handed hitting bat from the University of Clemson. He'll come in after Mitch McIntyre's day consists of a ground out to second and a pair of swinging strikeouts. Teodosio with 1 home run on the summer. That coming at Katuitt. It's 8-1 Brewster with Olsen getting a short lead at first. Huff steps off the mound, no throw, but Olsen dives back head first anyway. So right-handed hitting Teodosio set to face off with right-handed throwing Chance Huff. First pitch, breaking ball low. It's 1-0. So again for Huff, he had 2 pretty tough first appearances. But so far through an inning and a third, he's given up no runs on no hits, just 1 walk. To Teodosio, ground ball up the middle, fielded by Locklear, shovels to Workman for 1, throw to first, ball game over. 4-6-3 twin killing ends the contest, and Brewster wins it 8-1, winning the 2019 series over Hyannis 4-0.
Well, tonight I think it was pretty clear that Brewster lived and died by the long ball, and they certainly had a bunch of them. 4 to be exact in the ball game. And he said Lyle earlier on in the 9th inning, the majority of the damage coming in the 4th inning with that 4th spot being put up a crooked number, and Brewster just kept tallying on more runs after that. They put up runs in each of the final 2 frames, and that really capped it off. And an 8-1 final tonight, Brewster really won this one going away. It wasn't too competitive, and a tough start for Cole Pleka on the hill. Went 5 innings, but gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. And again, the home run ball really played a big factor tonight.
So Brewster scores 2 runs in the final 2 frames. They score a run in 5 of the final 6 frames after putting up a 4 spot in the 4th. But you're absolutely right. The home run's the story of the day for the Whitecaps. Gage Workman slugged his first. They got a pair of solo home runs from 2 of their big sluggers, Tyler Hardman, as well as Tyler Gentry, a guy who has power but hasn't put up a whole lot of home runs this summer. But the Gage Workman run bomb in the 4th really kind of broke it open and shifted all the momentum toward Brewster's way, because Collette had the RBI single in the 4th. That only made it 1-0. But 3-run home run just kind of took the life out of Hyannis. But
yeah, that blast really was a shot in the side, and then the pitching all really didn't help out Hyannis a whole lot tonight. And the task doesn't get any easier moving forward to tomorrow against Wareham, having to travel to Spillane Field for the final time before hosting Wareham for 2 here on Sunday. So 3 straight against a very good team that's playoff bound. And we'll see what remains in store for the rest of the year for Hyannis.
So for the Harbor Hawks, They put up just 1 run tonight. Again, the offense can be really good at times, and it can struggle at times. And Brendan, going against the Wareham team tomorrow, that again is one of the best offensive teams on the Cape, it might have to be another offensive slugfest tomorrow if Hyannis wants to pull out a win, because the two have been engaged in an offensive slugfest already at Spillane Field. That was a 12-10 Wareham win, and it might have to be another type of matchup like that if Hyannis wants to find a way to pull out the victory.
Yeah, the pitching hasn't been up to par as of late, and it hasn't been the whole season, and the offense really has been left to pick up the slack when the pitching does falter. So going forward tomorrow for Hyannis, I think the bat's just going to have to try and stay aggressive and keep putting the ball in play.
So one more time, the final score tonight. Brewster takes the contest 8-1. They'll move to 16-19-1 on the summer, with Hyannis dropping to 7-29-1. Final line for each team. For the winning Brewster Whitecaps, they put up 8 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. They leave 4 left on. And for Hyannis, 1 run on 8 hits, no errors. They leave 8 on base. Winning pitcher for tonight's game, Daniel Harper, the right-hander from Kentucky, picks up the victory, with Cole Pletka suffering the loss. Decently quick one here from McKeon Park tonight. Despite the 9 runs between the two teams, game lasted just 2 hours and 39 minutes. 6:02 the start time. It ended at 8:41. So again, just under 2 hours and 40 minutes of play. Brewster picking up the 8-1 win, and they continue to fight their way out of the cellar in the West Division. Brewster and Harwich fighting for that last playoff spot. Harwich trailing earlier today. And now as the score sits, they're actually up 4-3. So a big win for the Brewster Whitecaps to at least keep themselves on par with the Harwich Ball Club. But for Hyannis, the loss drops them to 7-29-1. They'll be back in action tomorrow out at Spillane Field taking on the Wareham Gatemen. Hyannis and Wareham set for matchup number 4 of the summer, the final one from Spillane Field. And that one will be set for a 6:45 p.m. start time. For Brendan Howe, I'm Lyle Goldstein. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight. One final time, Brewster takes the matchup 8-1. We'll talk to you tomorrow out at Spillane Field. Tomorrow night, Hyannis and Wareham on the road. We'll see you then.